here for you as well.
Welcome back, guys, to the Dissenters D&D campaign. Uh, hello.
Welcome, guys. I don't know if you heard Dave, but it was really funny.
Just the very tail end. Just the very tail end.
All good. All good.
Okay. Let's jump into some announcements. You'll notice that Paige and Zilli are not with us, and Paige will not be joining this evening as he is traveling, but Zilli will be coming a little bit later. So, don't worry, they're coming. Well, one of them's coming. Okay, announcements. I didn't write these down. We will have Baldur's Gate 3 this Thursday, for real this time. We're actually going to do it. There's a last minute thing that came up on Thursday, so we ended up not being able to do it. But this time we will. This Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I know my times.
Yeah,
7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time.
We were both really busy this Thursday, and I was in charge of getting the cancellation post up, but I totally forgot.
It's okay. Sorry about that, guys. But we'll really do it this time. And we will also be having another session of the Dissenters next Friday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And if you're behind, hey, guess what? Last week, my awesome players did a recap for you guys so that you can quickly get caught up on the story and join us where we are right now. And of course, if you are playing a TTRPG and want to become a master note taker, oh boy, do we have the book for you. We have, I gotta get mine, our campaign keepers. These awesome books are designed to help you take master notes. Yeah, I mean, I said it already, master notes for any of your TTRPGs at RPGs. It has stuff for you to put in the NPCs you meet, the locations you go to for our limited edition ones. It has spots for tracking the days, your inventory, put down notes about your fellow players, because it's hard to remember their character names when they're like totally out there, but you can write it down. That way you'll always remember. And of course, there are tons of pages for you to be able to put notes. And there's even designated doodle squares or places you can put other things that you feel need to be tracked, because this is editable to what you need it to be. So, if you want a campaign keeper for yourself, you can go to our website, rosemarypgstudios.com, and follow some links there that will take you directly to our books on Amazon, or you can look them up on Amazon as well, although they're a little harder to find. Now, we have an even cooler announcement to give you. Oh, mine is the Nuri edition, by the way. Theirs is the Campaign Keeper 2nd edition. If you're like, oh, I need their book, just so you know. But a cooler announcement, we have another Campaign Keeper coming out very, very soon, and it's super exciting. And if you want to know which Campaign Keeper book design this one's going to be, go to our Patreon and check it out. It's on there. We have a little sneak peek on there for our members, and you do not have to pay to become a member of our Patreon. So go over there, become a member, and get those little sneak peeks specifically for our members. Now, if you want to support us and everything we're doing, you can also become a paid member. It's just $1 a month right now to just support us. And all of that money goes right back into creating the content you love and that we are working hard to make. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can join us, of course, on Twitch and YouTube. And if you are watching on Twitch or on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. We're awesome. It's fun. We'd love to have you around. And of course, also follow us on Discord. On Discord, you can join our awesome community, connect with other content creators, share D&D ideas, chat with us. We even do games on there sometimes with our Thornlings, and it's really fun and it's great. So come join that awesome community where you will also get announcements as they come. I think I got all the announcements. Correct me if I'm wrong, Emily. Perfect. I did it. And I didn't need to take notes. Just kidding. I should have. I'm just kidding. You need notes. I was just taking other notes for tonight. Okay, we are going to jump into our recap by Dane, and then we'll jump into our little adventure.
Okay, so previously in the Dissenters, we started our session off after a big battle against the Purple Worm. And after recuperating, not recuperating, so the battle ended, and we run into the general of the Akakari army. I am so sorry, I'm forgetting his name.
Frederick Glassglow.
Frederick, yes, Glassglow, who has a little bit of history with Paige, and was able to have a nice little reunion there. Some other history with Rayla, but not quite so happy. After him discovering all the bad things about our party, he reluctantly allowed us into Arkakari and to continue on heading towards Lambden? No.
Ingwood?
Ingwood. Sorry, I don't have my map up. I'm being a bad note taker and don't have my map up. Anyways, we then are able to, along our journey, take a rest, and many things happen during this rest. First of all, we have Rayla, who has this hand-drawn map from her brother that she's able to kind of line up with the map of the general area, or not the general, the entire continent, more than just general area, and find that it's pointing her into a specific position or specific place further inland. However, she quickly crumples it up and burns the last note she ever got from her brother, and we will find out if that comes into play later on. In addition to that, Castil spends some time meditating, and in his meditation, he's reaching out to all that's nature around him. He can sense Steel Forge off in the distance, a bunch of dying and just corrupted evil feel of the just life over there. And it leads into a small glance of, there's Seraphine is nearby. Let's take a quick peek at what she has, and it was the worst decision of his night. He ends up seeing visions of just people and places and crazy things going on, and it terrifies him. And he delves into a sense of madness for the next 24 hours, and which leads to other situations throughout that night. Rayla, wonderful woman that she is, notices him having a hard time as they take a watch together, and kind of talks him through a few things until he takes a swing at her, thinking there's an enemy nearby. There wasn't. It was just the leaves or something. Who knows? It was the wind. She tells him that he is in no state to continue watch, and he agrees. And he's able to go lie down, and through her kindness, she kind of just describes things as he doesn't quite sleep. He's already had his full night, but he just sits there in pain. Not pain, mental pain. Kind of. In addition, we have the watch from Zilli and Kaya, which goes very swimmingly. We have all of a sudden a rustle in the bushes. It's getting spooky and scary until we see a horse! Nay! It was one of Kaya's horses from her previous journey. And with this reunion, it joins our company, and no one questions it for the longest time. Fast forward into the morning, they continue on their journey back to Ingwood, so that they can. Was it this night or was it the next night? It's the next night that we get the cat.
No, it was that same night.
Oh, that same night. I am so sorry, Kaya. That same night, another thing that had happened is Kaya casts Find Familiar. And we get our second little cat companion who joins us and is the most adorable little kitten. Seraphine might be a little bit jealous.
Wait, Dane, you gotta know, the cat is Amara Steve Arcane. That's the cat's name.
Very important because it was picked by the audience.
Except nobody knows Kaya's last name yet.
That's true, sorry.
That's true.
We all now know it's Arcane.
Yes.
Alright. So Amara Steve Arcane joins our party, and there's a little bit of a cat fight. Not a big one, just this minor tiny between the two cats. Anyways, we continue the next day on to Ingwood so that we can return this sword that we have. However, Castil's still having his his delusions and is able to receive guidance or kindness from Rayla as she is trying to feed a bunch of just new words and different tones to Paige. The event, it goes on uneventful. Meeting with the Duke Armir, we were able to return his sword to him, and he's very happy and excited for us. He tells us, "Oh, wonderful! Go take a shower. You stink." And we now begin our session that night after everyone is cleaned up. Rayla has a beautiful dress. Everybody else is in adventure clothes. And we are now starting the party where he's hopefully going to absolve us of being terrorists.
Which we never were.
We did spark terror. I mean, there was
A little unrest.
but we never
Love
were.
it.
We never were.
That's funny. Okay. I never loaded the map up for this, so we'll just continue on the map we are for a moment. My bad. Oh no, that's the wrong button. Okay. So, you guys. Oh, were you trying to say something, Emily?
No, I was laughing because you said so and Dane disappeared.
Yeah.
So, wow, can't believe it. Rude.
I was here
Disappeared
just for
on me.
the review, and then
Just for the recap. You
Yeah.
don't abandon me. It's fine. We'll leave the actual nobles to do the noble stuff.
all of them played by yours truly.
That's funny. Okay.
It's a noble heavy night.
True it is. Yes. You guys are in your party clothes, and some of you are just in your normal clothes as you approach the big oak doors to this ballroom, and the doors open wide, and there's this flood of music and light and delicious smells of food. As the doors open wide and you step through the threshold, I forget their name, but they're the one that do the announcing. They're like, tung tung.
Town crier.
No, I don't think that's the one who does that. It's like a butler, but not a butler.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google this.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm gonna Google
The
it. I don't remember the
doorman
name.
or something like that. Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
Well, that wasn't super helpful. Okay, we'll call him the Master of Ceremonies. There's a few different options, so I'm gonna use that one.
Yeah, or
that
a
one
servant, Steve, yeah.
Sure. Well, yeah, Master of Ceremonies, also known just as a servant, with a fancy title. pounds a little staff, and everyone kind of goes quiet for a moment, and he reads off the card that you guys wrote on as he goes, "Introducing the Curse Breakers." And you guys kind of stand there for a moment, and the Duke claps loudly, and there's like half of the room follows clapping loudly with some cheering, and then the other half kind of stares for a little bit, and might get like 1 or 2 claps from the other half of the room. What do you guys want to do?
Go pulls his hood just a little bit lower.
Rayla, in her very stunning dress, is feeling the need to, like, she's just kind of like, she kind of wants to crawl and hide in a hole, but in this moment, she will do her best curtsy to the crowd, trying to pull back what her mother had taught her growing up, you know, all the curtsies she's had to do in front of the king and all that. And,
Can you make an honor check for me, please? Oh, this is the first one of the campaign!
the first honor check of the campaign, guys.
Whoa!
I'm a little nervy.
What does honor do again?
It's like your social standing.
How we're using it, I don't know if this is exactly how it's used in the book. How we're using it is essentially your social standing, or if you were trying to influence someone by like calling on like, oh, well, I'm a curse breaker, then it would be like coming off of what they know of you. And if you're trying to like use your honor, be like, on my honor, like you're not gonna die. Are they gonna believe you or not? Kind of thing.
So I'm really glad. I rolled a 16, but I have a -2, so I have a 14.
14? Okay.
Because
Not
my
bad.
honor's really low.
Not bad, not bad. Okay. As you do this deep curtsy, you can see that a few of the people on the side that weren't really clapping kind of seem to tilt their head a little. And there's this one specifically who's in a grand white dress that is just shining in diamonds and pearls. Looks like she's about ready to walk down an aisle, like a wedding aisle, but isn't. Raises an eyebrow at you, but not like in a disgust, but like, oh, that was unexpected.
Sorry.
As she does a very, like, deep curtsy.
That is exactly how it sounds right now.
Everyone's like, woo!
My roommates are
And
playing
Rayla.
Mario and they're winning, so.
Ah.
And some people around her see that her eyebrow raises and they start clapping. And not just they're like sad, like one clap, but like they do a polite clap now.
And Rayla will stand up and look at the group. And then, yeah, Kaya, what are you doing?
Kaya's gonna do the same thing as Dane, like pull her cloak tighter and just keep her eyes on the ground, because the last thing she wants is to be recognized by anyone. It's not likely, but she does not want to be recognized. She doesn't want to talk to anyone. She doesn't like remembering this part of her life right now. And so she's kind of, I think she'd be kind of like hiding behind Paige and just kind of like keeping her eyes down the whole time.
Okay, so you're hiding behind Paige. Paige seems a little uncomfy, but also like eyes wide at all the shiny things that are all around. His hands are itching to do stuff.
Of course.
Zilli's probably, like, right next to Rayla.
Eyes wide as well. This is
Yeah.
her first time seeing a fancy party, so her eyes would be wide and in shock.
I guess in that regard, since everyone seems to kind of be, like, concealing themselves except Rayla, once she curtsies and she looks at the party and sees them all kind of like, don't look at us, Rayla's gonna turn to Duke Arnmere and she's going to say, thank you for having us. Duke Arnmere.
Your Grace is a sufficient title for
No,
Duke.
no, that's what she does.
Oh, she stumbles on it. Okay,
She
I was like,
stumbles
you
on
can
it.
use Grace for a Duke. Like, Okay. Sorry.
No. She's like, "You
I
look
also want
good."
to mention that Kaya doesn't look like nervous or out of place. If anything, she looks more like she feels more comfortable in this place than any other place we've been in. But she just more looks annoyed and almost like afraid to be recognized. So she's just kind of like, all right, let's just get this over with.
Castil isn't as much afraid, but he knows who he is, and he doesn't want anyone else to know who he is. It's like, that's
What?
gonna make
That's
things worse.
ridiculous. I'm trying to hide their identity? Never. Not in this
I mean-
game.
When you're practically the enemy of the entire country.
I mean, okay, that's kind of bad. Okay, so you say this to Duke Arnmere, and he nods at you with a big smile, and he goes, "Please, Cursebreakers, come in. Come in." And he, like, gestures to some seats up on this pedestal near him. On, like, his main table, there's, like, a pedestal and a big table where, like, the main guests of honor, including the Duke, sit, and then there's, like, lower tables where everyone else sits.
Okay. I guess Rayla will very hesitantly lead the pack, in a sense, up to this table. She is going to... Can I make a perception check as we go up, just to make sure there's no clear signs of, like, I don't know, there's no holes above us that are going to stab spikes down on the chairs or below. There's no, like...
He left a thumbtack right there.
Yeah, there's no
Right there.
thumbtacks. There's no
Yeah.
immediate danger.
Roll for perception.
That is a dirty 20.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Give me one moment. I'm gonna upload a cheapo map. This is not actually how the ballroom looks, but just so we have spatial awareness of what's going on.
Oh boy.
Natural. What was that oh boy for? I don't... What?
That's the first.
Fine.
That's the
And
first
roll
successful
initiative.
perception check I've had. Wait, this was
Wait, you're blind.
reliant on sight. I should probably roll disadvantage.
Yeah, you're half blind. Dang it, we almost got
Okay,
a 20.
but
Castil-
Kaya would be doing the same thing too.
Okay.
Okay,
So
you
can I
roll
just
for
can I just roll straight up then if I'm getting an assist?
Are you
and keep my
assisting or are
dirty
you rolling
20?
on your own? Kaya, are you wanting to assist or are you
Oh,
wanting
me?
to roll on your own?
Well, I just rolled and I got a 3. Well, a 3 plus 4, so...
So, but if you assist Rayla, we get the dirty 20.
But she's already rolled.
What about Castillo? Would you you want to assist?
Sure, he'll assist.
Okay, dirty 20. That's the answer.
Dirty 20.
She wouldn't assist anyways, she'd just be in her own world.
Y'all are ridiculous. Okay, so it's a dirty 20, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Do I have you guys on the map? I don't have you guys on the map.
No, we're not on the
It's fine. I will tell you what you see, and then I will put on the map. Embarrassing, I forgot a map. Ugh, it's fine.
I'm the map.
I'm the map. No, stop, you're gonna get me distracted. Okay, so you see
That's
Duke. Obviously, you see Duke for Anmir. You can see that the sword has been polished and is... Actually, no. You don't see the sword on him, but you see an empty sheath for a sword. Sorry. The sword is not on him. That was important. Sorry. You notice that standing, like, 5 feet behind him is Rem, his little assassin dude. And his hood is down, although it's nicer clothes because it's a party, but it's still like darker and helps him blend into the shadows. But you do notice that as you're like scanning this pedestal, his eyes widen in like surprise as he's looking at you, and then looks away.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Like us as a whole, or
More like specifically at Rayla.
I don't like this.
He's seen you before, but this time his eyes widen in surprise when he sees you.
And Rayla's like, what's he thinking? Is he plotting something? Is he gonna try and attack us tonight?
he expected you to be dead.
He expected me to be dead. He's gonna poison us. I can't eat anything.
Or you're wearing a really pretty dress. I don't know. I don't know. Did you forget what you're wearing?
No. She knows what she's wearing. She
Who
just
knows? Who
doesn't
knows?
think.
Maybe she's gonna poison you guys.
She just doesn't think that anyone would find her pretty. Except,
Fair
you know, the Birdman.
The bird.
and Castil said she looked noble. But that
Noble,
doesn't
that's
mean
true.
pretty.
That's true. We didn't say that. Oof. Okay. So you see that sitting at like the end of this table. So there's like we'll say this is the table. In the middle is the Duke. To the left of him will be you guys, and then to the right. I don't know how it's
To
showing
like
up on your
his
guys'
left.
screen. Yeah,
is
to
us?
his left. I don't know how it shows up on camera wise. If I'm pointing right but I'm pointing left, I don't know. And then on the right, there are a couple people that seem to be of like the higher ranking noble in the city. But the woman in that beautiful white diamond pearl dress, she's at the end of the table on the right. And then you have the left side of the ballroom and the right side of the ballroom. And on the left side of the ballroom, people seem to be more cleaned. Like they're not as fancy as the people on the main pedestal, but they're like cleaned up. They're definitely wearing like their, you know, like Sunday best kind of thing. And not really any of them catch your eye on not really any of them catch your eye on that side, but you do notice that there are 5 empty chairs next to each other at the very end on that side. And then on the right side, these people, though their clothes are fancy, they are like ragged and worn. You do notice everyone here is carrying weapons. And there's a bit of a stronger smell on the right side. It seems like these people don't care as much about how they look or how they smell. And there are a lot more flowers on their table to try and mask their scent. And they Paige would know this. Ingrid is a lot more, I mentioned it to you guys at the beginning, but they're a lot less caring about presentation and hygiene. And it seems that there are quite a few nobles who also follow with the general trend in the city of not caring. And they're on the left side. You do catch a glimpse of someone on the left side who is a little bit more put together than the rest on the left side. And this guy is wearing some like a suit jacket and a vest, and he has like some gold clasps on or cuffs.
Cufflinks?
Yeah, cufflinks. He's wearing some cufflinks. And with the dirty 20, I'll say because you're blind, Castil points this out to you, that the cufflinks are a circle, let me double check. Are a circle with a squiggle line and an X on one side of the line and another circle on the other side.
Do you have a picture?
I'll draw on a bigger thing.
So tic-tac-toe. Wait, no.
Tic-tac-toe.
Am I supposed to be seeing some other than a picture of a castle?
I haven't moved you guys over.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was reading my notes to make sure I got everything.
Okay, awesome. I just drew it.
Okay. Okay, this is not a great representation of the ballroom, but that's fine. We'll just
Ooh,
pretend that the
outdoor
ground-
ballroom.
no, pretend the ground is pretend it's inside and pretend that the ground is just like a normal wood fancy floor.
No
okay,
water.
there's no water.
Are there actual columns here, or are they...
We'll say those columns are actually there. Yes.
Okay.
The blue is just pretty blue tiling.
Ooh, yeah. There's some pretty blue carpet. I don't know. What would you have in a ballroom? I don't know.
Probably
It's got a
tile.
well, no, because you have to be able to dance on it, so
Well,
it's
if it's
generally
like wood, what if it's like stained wood?
Ooh, okay, yeah, stained wood. Blue stained wood. I like this. Yeah.
Marble. No.
Marble. They're not rich enough in Inglewood for marble. Maybe in the capital, but not here. Yeah, so use a little bit of your imagination.
I don't have that.
Oh, man.
You're playing the wrong game.
Yes, you are. Okay. I will put you guys on said map. That'd be important. Okay.
Oh, I can't control.
What?
I think you put us on the map and not on the token layer.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's embarrassing. And you.
I'm okay.
Aw.
DM, just do everything. I'll tell you where to put me.
Where to put you? No. You're right. That's exactly what happened. Ah!
Yep, I can move.
Yep, we can move now. So, which entrance did we come out of?
We'll say the one you guys are next to because you're walking to the table. I'll draw a table. This is going great. Thank you guys for your patience. Oh, it didn't work. Whoa, what is happening? Oh no. This is a mess.
All good.
I wanted...
There you go.
Why didn't this work? Oh, thanks. I need it bigger than that, but that's fine.
Can I change the size? I make another.
That works. We'll say that works.
What about that big?
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Oh, I see.
It has to fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people at least for your party, and then the Duke, the girl in the white dress, and like another person. Okay. Yes. Can I just
Just
copy this?
making my table dance a little bit.
I can. Ha 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 ha. Okay. We might have to say that the pillars aren't actually there. Because otherwise I don't know how I'm going to make my tables fit. Okay, yeah, the pillars are no longer there. Pillars don't exist.
Poof, they're gone.
They're gone. Yes.
They rolled a nat 20 on their stealth check to escape.
Oh, they got me.
Those dang pillars.
They escaped. Oh, no. Okay. That looks about even-ish. Yeah, sure. Nice. Those are our tables. Ah! no, that's not what I wanted. Ignore that line. Thank you guys for your patience.
You're good.
And if you're like, what? For the audience, if you're like, wow, what is this like? This is just a glimpse into, actual D&D experience. Rarely do people truly have every map built ahead of time. Every map. A lot of maps, but not every map.
Kaya, you seem very comfortable in this scenario. Have you been to these often?
She kind of looks at you oddly, like, I look comfortable, like, because she's clearly still, like, nervous, but she just kind of nods.
Not comfortable. I guess confident is more of what you. Something about your stance. It seems like you know what you're doing, is what I'm trying to say.
More like it's all I've ever known.
Sorry if that was a sore subject, but if you have any
Sorry.
pointers, I don't really know the customs here.
It's just, I don't know. This place is... Yeah. I'm not really... Never mind. Yeah.
Is there a proper way to address people of certain stature? Is more of what I'm trying to... I don't know the mannerisms
Oh,
of the higher ups here.
The nobles. Sorry, does Rayla overhear this at all, or no?
I mean, you're next to us, so you
Yeah.
feel free to chime in.
Rayla would just be like, "Well, I mean, he's a duke."
Well, yes, I mean, I don't want to insult the Duke, who just, or supposedly, is saying that we're innocent.
Yeah, so
You know-
you could just call people madam or sir if you don't know their title. That is absolutely acceptable. But you
Lady
can
would be
also say
safer.
lady. You could also say lord or lady. In this crowd, I'd probably use lord or lady.
Alright.
Stiffening your posture also helps a lot.
Mhm.
A lot of fake it till you make it.
Chin up. Shoulders square. Back straight. And walk with purpose.
And he suddenly grows like 5 inches. No, he doesn't slouch like that.
Terrifying.
He doesn't slouch at all.
It makes me think of the girls will probably know of this, but Barbie, Princess and the Pauper, and the one song with the dude trying to teach the girl,
Yes.
where he's like, how does it even go? He's like,
To be a princess is to dun 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 dun.
yeah, it's to do your very best. To be a princess is to.
I have to actually look at it. It's been a long time.
Well, I'm not a princess. Dun dun.
Kaya
Take a
will be
dainty
scanning the crowd though for anyone she might have seen or recognize at all.
With
probably same
your
with
4, you don't really recognize anyone except for the Duke.
Technically I had a 7, but
Oh, okay. With the 7, then you recognize the Duke. You recognize Rem, his assassin buddy. And you recognize this guy right here, the second down. He's Raymond. And then there's his dad next to him. Who was...
Raymond's the guy who was upset.
He's the
at
son
Brilith.
of the captain of the guard.
he's the baby.
Yeah.
I thought he was the one who harmed Brilith.
He is,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah, he
Okay.
harmed Brilith, but that was a while ago.
That's
So
what I was
then-
trying to say.
His
Yeah.
his The father next to him is Captain Zilli, who arrested you guys.
Do I recognize anyone also?
You would recognize those people.
Mm-hmm. Do I recognize the lady in the white ball gown? Oh,
It's
and
Zilli.
she's gone.
It's Zilli.
Absolutely.
Don't ask me how she got a white gown and she's just over there.
That was her before she was undead.
I don't. You would know she's a countess, but you don't know her name. You've only seen her once at like a ball your family held when
I've
your
been to
ex's
the, like,
family came
kingdom...
to town.
Okay. When what?
I'm forgetting their name, but your ex's family?
The oh my gosh, why am I now blanking? They're the Kaltors.
Kaltors, yes. You guys held the ball from when the Kaltors came, and you do vaguely remember her being there, and all you remember is she is a countess.
Okay.
At like knowing, like after she kind of like looks around and doesn't really recognize anyone, she kind of relaxes a little bit, and she falls more into her habits of, you know, walking properly, like using her manners and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm assuming we all go sit.
Yes, you don't see any other. You'll sit next to the Duke.
Oh, right here?
Yeah. Got to put these people on the
That's
map.
like a half square. How do I do a half square?
If you hold
Control?
Alt,
Or Alt. Thank
you
you.
hold Alt while holding your piece and then let go of your piece while still holding Alt.
I was holding control.
Sorry.
Now you're good. I'm learning new things.
Okay, so I will slowly populate the map as we're going. But the ones I've put down are pretty much mainly the ones of note. I'll get a token down for the girl.
Oh, you moved there. I was like, why do I feel like this lady's on trial? And then you moved the character. I was like, oh, she's not
No.
on trial.
It's a boy. It's a young boy.
This young boy.
It's a young boy.
Anakin? Is that you?
Anakin.
He's got the like little Star Wars Padawan little gi thing or whatever. Robe.
Page. Okay. Well, we'll say that there was no other person and it's like this. Yeah. Let's move you guys all down one. No problemo. That way you can all fit. Although we'll put Paige at the end because he's not here. And Zilli down one because she's not here yet. Okay. And the cat's there. Although would they let a cat in the party?
Probably not.
Probably not. The cat is not there.
Unless
Not
it's
allowed.
snuck in.
My cat's there. I hid it in my cloak.
Okay, that works. I'm like, probably still need to get rid of the cat. Swords are fine, but cats are a different
That's
story.
why I made a tiny baby one, so that I could sneak it anywhere I want.
Oh, I see. Okay.
See, if they started allowing pets, someone here must have a tiger, and they would bring a tiger in. It's like, oh no.
Oh no.
Then Zilli would be able to see the large cat.
That is
the large cat. Yeah, the large
The
cat.
horse-sized cat.
Right, that's funny. Okay. So you guys come and sit down by the Duke. You've observed what you've observed. And you sit down, the Duke is standing and he kind of motions for everyone to sit and they all sit down. And he starts a little speech. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Speech.
Hear ye. Sorry.
As I was about to start.
I'll mute.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my wonderful celebration, where I will also prove to all of you who are in doubt that I am indeed the rightful heir to the Onmore Duke. I forgot what the actual thing is, but the Duke title. For any of you who doubted that I was truly an Arnmere, as he kind of like looks to the woman in white, the Countess.
You could say the Arnmere family line.
Ah, yes, thank you, the Arnmere family line. For any of those who are in doubt. And of course, we have all seen a harrowing time recently, with the attacks from orcs and various monsters coming from. And he kind of lowers his voice a little bit and says, Steelforge. And everyone still kind of goes, like he said, like a curse word, and kind of like gasps a bit.
Rayla will immediately look at Castil and then look back to the Duke. but like she'll look at Castil and she'll give him this like a raised eyebrow, like, really? And then look at the Duke.
Castil's just kind of like he's very surprisingly not shocked at all. He was like, it's just the name of our country. Why is everybody
So he says, Steelforge. And everyone does their gasp, and he goes, and of course, how could any of us forget the Moliense seed? And one person faints on the right side. The left side just right side grumbles, left side, the little old lady up near you guys faints. And of course, there are many people that need to be thanked for stopping this catastrophe that came upon England. And the many horrific experiences you all faced. And some kind of dab at their eyes, and some go to their hair as if they remember something traumatic happening to it. And one such person that must be recognized. Let's see what his name is Raymond Edsley. For he was so brave and faced the Moliense seed. And the one who brought it down in the sewers. I must admit it was foolish to go after him alone, Raymond. Nonetheless, though, it was courageous.
He's lying. He's lying.
Kaya's gripping her cup.
Cassie was
Rayla,
greatly rolling his eyes.
Rayla's gripping her skirts a little bit as
Kaya's about to throw this cup for real.
Raymond nods and does a little bow to his heart to everybody as there's a round of applause that goes around for Raymond. Now there was some confusion of who was truly behind this. Some said it was the Sunstriders. Again, and he kind of looks to Rayla.
Rayla, at this point, feels like she's about to be publicly humiliated again.
Mm-hmm.
Her cheeks are going to flush red. And she is, going to, kind of be staring down at the table, before quickly realizing that multiple eyes are on her, and she's just going to stare straight ahead with her chin up. Just to put on a good presentation here.
Okay. And as you straighten up, the Countess seems to give a little eyebrow raise of notice again. And the Duke continues. And some said that this was due to none other than the drow. And there's more gasping and grumbling that goes around.
At that one, Castil kind of chuckles to himself, like, if only they knew.
But, and I am proud to say this, you have all been wrong. Because I learned that night that it was none other than these 5 curse breakers who saved us, along with Raymond, aiding him in his battle against aiding him in his battle against this cursed seed. And ooh, what's his name? Wait, let me go back to it. And Barrett, the one who really brought this seed to our city, the one who really betrayed us all and turned his back on our Kukari and the king and the nobles here who protect the people, who serve them diligently. So thank you, Raymond, and thank you, Cursebreakers and Sunstrider.
Kaya's glass that she's like gripping, it starts to like, the liquid in there starts to boil, and she doesn't even notice she's doing it. She's just like really irritated, and like her spell just causes it to start like boiling in her hand.
Kobe, I need something to break.
The water is boiling, great.
She doesn't notice until it spills out on her hand, and Castil looks at her and she's like, oh, oops.
Rayla, in this
Let's tap that.
moment, is like sitting up very straight, trying to like look very, presentable.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to make eye contact with Raymond.
Okay.
And I'd like to know, like, what he is expressing.
Are you wanting to do an insight check or just like
No, like his
a
facial
general
expressions.
Okay, his facial expressions is one of smiles and nods to everyone as he's being praised.
And when he makes eye contact with Rayla, who's looking at him like not like a kind of like a strained like
He gives you a charming smile.
oh my gosh. She can't
Just be happy
even,
she's
like...
absolving us.
Kaya will take a sip of her drink, forgetting that it's hot, and like spit it out.
Oh no! As you like spit it out, the people on the left are like, "Look at you."
Rayla definitely is not showing her teeth. She's like smiling with just the lips, like totally.
That totally happened.
Even though she's fueled with anger.
Okay, so I'm gonna continue his speech now. Let's see. He mentioned Barrett. Okay, Barrett. Oh, and the gratitude because Cursebreakers and the Sunstrider, who admittedly, like the rest of you, I assumed she was here to do us harm. Yet, she was one that helped us. And she has earned her seat at this table, along with her friends and companions. And he kind of, like, does a side glance at Castil. Even the odd ones.
Just a little way, like, hi, I know you mean me.
So let's raise our glasses to the Cursebreakers and Raymond, who bravely fought for Ingwood while we defended our city gates. To the curse breakers and Raymond, as he lifts it up and everyone goes, huzzah! Huzzah!
She does not say a word, but does lift her glass and does not drink anything.
And they all, like all the dukes and ladies and stuff, take their drinks and they put it down, and he kind of nods and kind of motions for everyone to be quiet for a moment. And then he goes, oh, where is it? I need this one. Now, for the real party to begin. With our guests of honor who have arrived, they did me another great service by bringing back... And he kind of pauses for a dramatic effect as everyone leans in. The Arnmir's sword. Blade of the azure sky. And he kind of reaches out his hand and he calls for Stormrend, come to me. Oh, Zilli's here.
Hold on.
Sorry. I'm doing my evil speech. I mean, my big speech.
Evil speech? Sierra!
He's giving us partial credit, and then the other thing that we did, he's giving it completely to someone else.
Raymond, yep.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I'm so mad.
And I assume Castil's not either. Is like backbiting. That's Noble 101 over in Steel Forge. Like...
Zilli just looks up at Rayla and is like, I only partially.
Oh
did
no, she
everything."
She didn't say that out loud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I said that to you so you know what's happening.
Yeah.
He only gave us partial credit.
Yeah, because apparently that night when we saved the city, we were helping Raymond in his plan to save the city. And then this other dude that he's about to announce is the one that brought back the ancestral sword.
No, he said you guys all brought back his sword.
No, you said that the real hero has arrived. That's what you said.
Is that what I said? Okay, not the real hero, sorry. The real reason we're here to celebrate, sorry. That's what I meant to say. I don't know why I said real hero. I'll get my notes mixed up. They're just bullet points.
Regardless, Rayla's mad.
I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm just kidding. It's not like I wrote this to make you guys mad or anything.
At this point, Kai is just putting getting ice in her drink again and just pretending like nothing happened.
Okay, sorry. The real reason we are here to celebrate is for my ancestral sword. Thanks to Curse Breakers, they brought it. And then he says, my blade, the azure sky. He kind of rushes past that part.
You were calling for someone to bring it, I think.
Oh, so he's giving the credit of us bringing it.
Yes, and now he's summoning his
Okay,
sword.
because the way it was
Azure
worded
Sky.
initially, it was like, this dude is getting all the credit for it.
No, sorry.
Okay.
Sierra, I was following just fine.
Oh, I was not.
You're a blonde, it's fine. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm a blonde too. I'm just kidding. Okay. Yes, he calls forth his sword, and as he says, what was its name again?
Azure Sky.
Stormrend. Blade of the Azure Sky. But it's Stormrend. Stormrend! Come to me. And as he says this, there is wind that picks up around you guys. His red long hair lifts slightly as a gleaming sword appears in his hand, lightning crackling around him and around the sword as spectral wings formed from storm clouds and lightning stretch out from the blade for a moment. In a flash of lightning and a loud thunderclap echoes through the room, before it settles into a normal, shining sword. This is the sword you guys grabbed. However, it has definitely been polished up a bit more.
Can I see how much of this has been like over dramatized with illusion magic versus what it actually does?
Do you want to roll for insight, or are you wanting to roll for arcane?
Probably arcane.
Okay, roll for arcane.
It's Arcana.
Arcana, sorry, not arcane. I'm sorry. Words are hard.
This just is striking me as something that they're like overly dramatizing. So I want to see if I can look past that.
Okay.
+1 for arcane. That's a 4.
You have no idea. You don't know if it's illusions or if it's real. You have no idea.
Alright. They're at least pretty decent with their magic.
So the sword appears in his hand. There's oohing and awing claps. When the thunder rang out, there was some cries of fear, which settled down into oohing and awing. And he goes, "I present to you Stormrend," as he passes the sword to either side, kind of showing it off to the audience in an elegant, fashionable way. The only sword which the family, the bloodline, as he then looks directly at the Countess of Arnmere, can call forth such power from. I declare myself, with this sword, the rightful heir. And the Duke of Inkwood. And there's some applauding and some grumbling on the other side, but slow applauding from the ones who don't want to be there. For any who may still be doubting this, please come see me afterwards. I am happy to discuss your concerns. And for those who have been supporting me, I am so grateful for this moment. To be able to thank you for your support. Without your support, I would have given up a long time ago, my friends, as he gestures to the left side where all the people are in Raymond's family. All in all, I say, each of you could be considered the real heroes of this evening. This party is as much for you as it is for me, and for our guests of honor. Thank you, and please enjoy your food and drinks, as we will have some entertainment from the Fireborn Troop. And there's some applauding and whatnot. I'll give you guys a moment to mingle amongst yourselves. Sorry, this is DM now. Mingle amongst yourselves for a moment as I get these people on the map. But the Duke sits down and he has sheathed his sword and he is now eating his food.
To not being executed.
To not being executed.
Rayla will lift her glass to that, but not drink it.
Y'all sus. I'm just kidding.
Nah, she didn't know. Maybe that what's the bodyguard's name again?
Rem?
Rem. Yeah, maybe Rem poisoned it. Who knows?
Zilli's gonna take a bite.
And she immediately dies. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm
No
kidding.
death saves. No con save.
Kidding. The food's actually really delicious.
She's her eyes get wide and they glisten, and she's gonna hold some out to Rayla.
Rayla's gonna kind of like shake her hand and go, "No, I appreciate the offer, though."
She can't say anything because like her cheeks are full of food, but but she's giving you a look, basically saying, "Well, I'm not dead, am I?"
Yes.
Technically, yes, but
She's just going to be like, "Good for you. I'm glad you're enjoying it."
Kaya's kind of like poking at her food, and it's not really normal for her because usually if there's good food, bro's gonna eat all that food. She loves good food. But this time she doesn't really eat anything. She's just kind of poking at the meat and just kind of in a daze.
Castil will hold out his hand, and you will see manifest some good berries out of nothing. And he just puts them like right in front of your plate, like in case you want to eat something. You know they're not poisoned; they came from nothing.
Whose plate? Kaya's?
Rayla's.
Rayla's.
It's something you would be able to eat that's not poisoned or affected by anything.
Rayla's going to look at it.
He made it right in front of your eyes.
I know, but someone made it.
A man touched it.
The man touched it.
I know, and she goes, "Well, how are they made?"
With magic.
How?
Good question. How? What are the spell components?
Spell component. That's a good question.
is there a nutrients label on these?
Rayla's gluten intolerant. No,
Okay, we'll say it like this. He has a branch in his hand that he casts it on, and you see it physically grow off of the branch. Like just a tiny little like
So he doesn't even touch the berry.
And she's just going to say, "Well, how do we know you didn't grab a nightshade berry branch? That could be all nightshade."
do these look like nightshade to you?
Bro's a druid, and you don't trust
No.
him.
He will take one of them.
And she's going to wait like a minute watching you intently. She's
He
like,
just probably like, what the heck is happening over there?
I just gained 1 health point.
she's going to be like, I'm sorry, Castil. It's not that I don't.
You don't have to eat them. I'm providing you something that maybe might help with whatever you're going through.
I appreciate that, Castil. And she's actually going to high or low, Castil. Actually, or should I do this to the? Nah, well, we'll do Castil. High or low?
Hi.
High. She is going to kind of like look at this, and she's like, and then, she looks back at you, and almost like kind of trying to peek up under your hood a little bit, just to make sure you're not looking sickly. And then she's just gonna say, "Okay, thank you," and kind of like twiddling her fingers as she will gingerly pluck just one singular berry off.
I will say he deliberately like kind of just goes back to eating to make sure that you're not feeling stressed or forced to eat it.
Okay, good. And you'll see that she'll just like pluck a singular berry off, and stare at it for like a solid minute, but before putting it in her mouth and gingerly chewing. and she will
It
eat
is
it.
the most delicious berry you've had in the past week, at least.
Probably. Yeah, most likely. and she will also wait like another 5 minutes before eating another one because she wants to make sure she's not going to feel like sick or poisoned at all.
I mean, you only need one for the full nutrition of the day.
It's
So
true.
you go at
I
it.
guess that's true. So yeah, so she won't need any more. She ate one. She's good. But I would like to, Rayla would like to, okay, I want to resolve this, and then I would like to have a discussion with Duke Arnmere. I don't know if someone wants to do something in between, but essentially, once she finishes eating it and waits the 5 minutes to make sure she's fine, she'll turn back to Castil and she'll just say, in a very, very soft voice, like, it's to the point where you can almost like barely hear her. She's never spoken really this soft before. As she just goes, "Thank you."
Least I could do to repay you.
And she'll just nod to that. And she'll pretend like she's eaten stuff on her plate, but more just ripping it apart.
Scraping it onto the floor.
Maybe not scraping it onto the floor, but like spreading it out, making it look like it's been eaten a little bit, but not actually eating it.
Okay.
Castil might slide his plate closer to yours in case you want to like offload any.
If he offers, then she would probably sneakily put food on your plate.
Audience, high or low?
Audience, high or low. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. Rayla and Good Berries.
I don't think it's shown up on YouTube.
Why is it not? Oh, hold on. We've added Streamlabs as a moderator. Hold on, give me 1 second. I can fix it.
I see it on YouTube. There's just a delay on YouTube.
Well, no, even just usually
I'm
it'll come up
checking
in
it
the
right now.
comment section and it
It's
hasn't done
not
that.
pulling up there.
That's fair.
I felt like this session has been a little somber, and I realized it's because I don't have any music playing.
Can't believe you, Dane.
Oh,
Music
There we
changes
go.
the feel of everything.
does it show up now? I might need to close it and reopen it.
Yeah,
I'll close it
nothing-
and reopen it. Oh wait, no, it showed up. Don't do it.
There we go.
Now it's okay. Revote, everyone. Revote. All right, y'all. What's the vote? Everyone's voting low.
Low, low, low.
Interesting.
Low, low.
Oh, we got. Okay. Sorry, my voice is going in and out today, guys.
No worries. We're just glad you're here.
Yeah.
Okay, closing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wait, no, those seats were supposed to be open.
Low wins.
Okay. That is a nat 1, so he does it. No argument. He just like slides it over. It's just like he leans forward and slides it under his arm just to be as inconspicuous as possible.
Well, she's just going to see that. Make a charisma check.
Okay.
Just base charisma. That one.
No, not that one, but it's a 2. So it ends up as a 3.
That was a 3. Okay, you kind of like shout over, and you're like kind of inconspicuously like, hey, like get it on.
I like to think of like he does it where he's like he leans forward on his arm. He's like,
He kind of almost drops. She's gonna be like, oh my goodness. And then she's gonna be like, nope, inconspicuous here. Don't be suspicious. Right? And then she is going to like grab her plate and like be looking around and then slowly just onto your plate.
I mean, it's charisma, not sleight of hand, but
Yeah. Well, no, it was charisma. She'll just slide it on. The charisma was essentially to see if she's going to get her cheeks to be flushed from that. If she would blush. But
no.
But no, that was a 2. So she just like slides it on, and then sets her, and there's like a little bit of food left on her plate, but then she'll just lean over and say, thanks.
Gives you a brief thumbs up. You're just like, yep.
Meanwhile, Kaya's just sneaking the meat to her cat on her shoulder.
You guys want to see a magic trick? It's gone!
Castil eats for 2 tonight.
He did it anyways.
I'm like, what husband and father isn't considered a dumpster for the food or leftovers?
Did you say what, husband or father?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got the mom and dad relationship.
Mom and dad of the party. Love it. You were wanting to talk to the Duke before the
Yes.
Fireborn came?
I just wanted to lean over and just ask, Duke, who is that countess there?
Ah.
She's
Yes.
familiar, but
Now I actually have a token for her, so I'll make it bigger so you can actually see. I think she's pretty. This is the Countess. I think she's quite beautiful.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She a drow? No.
No, she's not a drow.
I know, I was joking.
Let's see. Let me look at my notes.
Is she
That's
an
right.
elf?
Yeah, she's an elf. He's also an elf as well. Oh, wait. Did I read it here? Oh, okay, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Ah, yes. This is Countess Blanc. Countess Blanc.
Salute.
She's a distant cousin of the Arnmere family.
Okay. Distant. Is she from Arkakari?
Oh, yes. Yes, she's from Arkakari.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, that was it. Oh, thanks guys for the
Okay.
blessings.
And this is the one you had seen who had the
Cufflinks.
the
with
cufflinks.
symbol. And what was his name?
you don't have his name.
I'll point him out. What about him?
Oh, that one. Oh, he's... I think his name was Shaw? I don't really know him personally.
Is he like a tradesman in the city, or?
Oh, no. No one as low class as that here. I mean, except for your party, of course.
She's suddenly feeling very awkward. Okay. She'll leave it at that, and then turn back to not eating food and
Not eating food.
chilling next to Castil.
Okay.
She does not like being in between two men, but she'll scooch a little closer to Castil to be a little further away from Arnmir.
Arnmir makes you feel up. What is this? Okay, you guys have been on the pedestal. Castil and Rayla, you guys have been kind of acting a little weird this entire time.
Anyone else want to act weird?
I mean, making berries appear on bushes, scooting away from
Kaya
the
hasn't
food.
been acting weird at all. I swear.
I mean, she just spilled her drink, but like that happens.
And is feeding her cloak.
Okay, that's also a little weird.
But
yeah,
they
yeah.
were trying to be discreet about all of that.
Okay, all three of you roll stealth checks then.
Adventurers.
She's not trying to be discreet. She doesn't care.
Okay,
I
you
know
don't
me
roll
and
a stealth
Castil,
check.
girl.
She's
that
doing
was
nothing
cocked.
wrong.
She's doing nothing wrong.
That is a 19.
19, okay.
Mine was well, actually, I'm not wearing my armor, so I wouldn't have disadvantage. So I have a 15.
Okay. You two pass. Your weird behavior goes unnoticed.
Completely natural.
Yeah.
For Kaya, though, you are receiving some more scrutiny from the nobles. As this is a high society party, I need you to make an honor check, as this is going to affect how people see you going forward.
If anything, she's trying to, like, not look noble. Because she really is trying to reject her title completely. So, this works in her favor.
Actually, curious, can you willingly fail a check?
Yeah, you can willingly fail any check you want to fail.
Cool. Sorry.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
Gain
She
one
tries,
honor.
but she fails. People are just like, oh my gosh, she is so cool. She's setting new trends. That is just, so much honor.
They see a little cat head poke out of the cloak every now and then. It's like, oh, she feeds the animals.
Essentially, yeah, gain one honor. People's
I
general
wanted to-
opinion of you has gone up.
I wanted people to start putting food on their shoulders as a new fad.
Wow.
You
She
do
tries.
notice that some people on the right, who are the more grungy ones, do put like some food on top of their shoulder. You may have started a new trend.
I can't escape.
And
She
and
looks
you
at
guys
everyone like,
notice,
what is happening? Like, she doesn't even know that she's doing, like, they're trying to copy her. She's just like, what are they
What's
doing?
going on? And the party members sitting around her would notice that as she's trying to be this unladylike peasant exterior, it is not working. She seems very elegant. She is keeping that posture, even though she spilled. She cleaned it up in such a proper way, or like
It's
called
too
the servant
natural for
over.
her.
And like a servant came and cleaned it up, and like, but the way she did it was like high society level, and like even pulling this food and putting away is so elegant and graceful, and like it's not working, as people are just in awe of your grace and your willingness to feed the animals, even though it could bring shame to you. You're so honorable.
My
That
cat
animal
brings
could
honor
have
to my family.
Please. Oh.
You should bring honor to your family.
Oh, that's
Okay.
so funny.
So, I will now introduce to you all the.
Wait,
Where's my?
really quick question.
Yes.
With us being presented this way to the whole place, does that affect our honor at all? Like, do we get any more honor?
I would say no, because he kind of backhanded represented you guys. The thing that would have affected your honor was the stuff that you were hiding against.
What do you mean?
And when I had you roll a stealth check was whether or not people were going to be noticing your behaviors.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just thinking of like, oh, they saved the city and they brought back the sword, if that would, like, raise our honor.
Did it in a backhanded way, so that's why I'm like, I don't know about that. So let's give it to the audience. Do you feel like how they were presented was in a good enough light to bring honor to them all, or do you feel like it's like a standstill because of how he presented them and they should just stay where they are? We'll leave that up to the audience to decide. So option 1, leave the honor where it is. Option 2, gain 1 honor.
Okay, guys, time to vote.
You get to decide their fate.
Not stressful at all.
Not stressful at
Option
all.
1 is leave it where it is. Option 2 is gain 1 honor.
Mhm.
Oh, so do you switch in his vote?
Seji. Just kidding.
Okay, once it hits a minute. I love that. Let people be good.
What? That's ridiculous. People can be good. Just kidding.
Alrighty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, option 2 wins.
All right. You guys were presented in a high enough way that the nobles around you will spread the news of your good deed, and you all gain +1 honor.
So
You'll raise your honor ability score by 1.
I now have only a -1 and not a -2.
Yay!
Thanks, guys.
So
Y'all are
should I
so
be
generous.
+1?
Did you start out at 10?
I started out at 10.
No, so
you
your
should be
10
at
would
a
be an
0.
11.
I should be at, okay.
Yeah,
That's what I thought, but I wanted to check.
your 10 would
Yeah.
turn into an 11, and so it'll be a +0 still.
I have a 1.
I was at
You
a
have a
7, and so my 7 went to an 8, so now it's a +1 or a -1 instead of a -2.
And Kaya has a 12 now. The
Let's
most
go.
honorable among you all.
I get a -5. I take my hood off.
It's just
Everyone
in her
freaks
nature.
out.
She can't control it.
But it's a +5 when I'm in Steel Forge. You know. It's just...
There you go. Okay. I'm now going to introduce to you all the Fireborn Troop. Oh no, I didn't realize my notifications were on. That's awkward. I'm gonna turn that off. Embarrassing. Can't believe I forgot that. Rookie mistake. It's fine. Okay. So coming through the doors as they announce the Fireborn Troop, you hear some drums start to play and this just a heavy beat starts and the doors open, but it's dark and you see a firelight ignite and start spinning as this woman comes out of the doorway. She's an elf with long blue hair, and her blade, she has 2 blades, one alight with fire as it's spinning, and the other one, she starts to spin it and it ignites as well. And she begins to do this beautiful dance with swords and fire just spinning around her. And then you have, coming from behind her, another firelight appears as a tiger with a torch in its mouth comes out of... There you go, you get your big tiger. I mean, your big cat.
Kitty.
Big kitty. As it comes out of the doorway, I think they're large. I think they're large. With a little torch in its mouth, and behind it is a dwarf man, who seems to be the one responsible for the tiger. And the tiger with its torch does like a little spin around itself, and people do a little clap, and the tiger like sits and like raises its paw. It seems like almost bored, just doing like the easiest tricks, but people are oohing and awing, some doing little gasps of fear because it's a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
They're allowed to bring their cat in here and I can't?
Performance animal, a little different.
That one's trained.
That one's trained. And then
My cat's trained.
flaming knives fly out and hit the ground in front of the woman as she's doing her dance with swords, and they strike the ground around her, surrounding her in flames, as a gnome bounces out from the hallway, spinning some knives in his hand. So there's him. And then you have another elf woman with blue hair who does some flips out of the hallway and somersaults over the tiger and takes the torch from his mouth and like spins it around in her hands as she does some just like flips on the ground and fire tricks. Like, yeah, forget, there's like these dancers in Hawaii who have these like flaming
Luau?
Yeah, like she's doing kind of similar things to that with her flaming torch. I'm
Okay.
forgetting the name of the dance, but they're super cool. Highly recommend looking up. So that's what she's doing. She's taking the torch from the tiger, but it's still in his mouth. And then, as people are oohing and awing from these performances, the last one to come out is a female furbolg with very fancy purple clothes. And as she comes out, there are floating lights around her, and she waves to everyone, and then she has a staff that she swings around, and this fog cloud raises up, and through it you can see these tall images like floating in the smoke as they seem to dance and morph into like a dragon, and then morphs into a unicorn, and then a pegasus, and then into like a sea monster crashing a boat down, and people are oohing and awing in excitement. And then there is this skeleton that rises up, and it's very big and staring at the people, and it seems to be reaching for the audience members. Some of them shriek, and then the woman with the swords slices through the smoke, destroying the skeleton, and everyone applauds, and they have these various performances and dances that they all do together. And yes.
Oh no, I was waiting until your description was over. But
What was your question?
oh, do I recognize the dwarf?
You do not. You do
Okay.
not recognize any of these people.
Okay.
Yeah, they just do various performances that are oohing and awe, and like people are just in awe of these circus performers, the Fireborn troupe. And after about like a 30-minute show, they're very entertaining. They then stop and everyone applauds as they end on a big finale of fireworks and flame circles everywhere. And amazingly, although they have been playing with fire and throwing fire at the ground is not scorched. As it's a wood place, but it's not scorched, so that's pretty cool. Everyone applauds and they do a deep bow, and again they announce the Fireborn Troop, and everyone they get a standing ovation, and they go and sit down, and the cat is escorted out of the dining hallway. They're gonna sit down. And these two at the end. Yeah, sure, why not? And they're sitting down as the Duke stands up and he quiets everyone down, and he begins to praise them for what a beautiful performance they did, and how grateful he is that they took the time to show them and tell the people, like, oh, wasn't that amazing? And you know, our Kukara, we have fantastic skills, and you know, he's just praising them and relating that to the army and the battlefront and whatnot. And that speech goes on for a while, but as he's giving that speech, all of you notice that Rem has slipped a small vial of liquid into the Duke's cup. And you know that at the end of his speech, he will drink from this cup. So, this is something all of you notice, and you will get 3 minutes real time to decide whether or not you guys as a party are going to intervene, or are you going to let him drink from the cup.
What
Timer
is
starts
he,
now.
What's he saying?
The Duke right now, he's talking about, you know, oh, this was a wonderful performance, and these kind of skills are found all throughout our Kukari. And because of these skills, this is why we will defeat Steelforge and withstand their battles, and many, many people of you and within our city, and this is why we've survived so long. And he's just doing a big grand speech about our Kukari and the strength of Ingwood.
Okay, guys. I'm thinking...
This is too glaring.
My first initial thought, guys, was after seeing this, is, like, before he ends his speech, like, lifting a glass and, like, Rayla kind of, like, chiming in and, like, adding on to his, which is very disruptful, but saying, oh, please have the honor of, like, let me have the honor of drinking, like, swapping kind of a thing. Glasses. And then pretending to drink it, not actually. What do you think about that?
I thought we were going to start the conversation with, should we let this happen?
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I'm thinking, I mean, I guess, but like...
I mean, I'm on the side of no, just in the sense of we just barely got claimed innocent, so if he dies on our watch right now, it would
We
look
could
bad.
get blamed for it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
And that's why I'm thinking we have to do it in a way that isn't going to get us, like, also... Because if we're just like, that's poison in there, and, like, what if it isn't poison or whatever, you know? Like...
Can I
So-
suggest an idea?
Yes.
Be quick
Amara
with
gets
it.
really interested in the shiny bottle and goes over to it and accidentally...
That was my exact idea.
But he's holding...
I was gonna have
he's
Kaya,
holding his
like...
glass, though.
I was gonna have Kaya, like, basically get it to go over there and be like, oh no, I'm so sorry, and then, like, as she's kind of, like, chasing it, kind of, like, knock over, like, several drinks, be like, oh, my bad, I'm so sorry, this is really embarrassing, okay, sorry, and then grab Amara, and it's just, like...
That would also
You might
be...
just lose some honor for that.
you might lose honor, yeah, but...
I don't think she cares.
She doesn't care,
No, I'll
so
say that in the
that's what
sense
she's gonna do.
of keeping what she wanted.
Yeah, maybe... I think maybe that might be the play here, and if that doesn't work, then Rayla might go in for
Okay,
plan B.
that's what she's gonna do.
Yeah,
First
so
time
that's
I'm
plan
done.
A, plan B. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess question for the DM, is he currently holding the cup, or is it on the table?
On the table.
Oh, it's on
Yeah,
the table.
so that's what she
Okay.
does. She has the cat go over to it, and then she she gets up from her chair and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, And then if the cat doesn't knock it over, she's gonna knock it over,
No,
trying to grab
wait.
the cat.
Caitlin, you should have Amara crawl over all of our laps to get there discreetly and then hop up. So that way we're all assisting of scooch the cat over.
I'm just gonna have her go on the table, because then it looks less sus to everyone else.
I guess
They're all
that's
just
true.
like, oh, okay, okay.
The Duke has picked up his glass.
Yeah, the cat's going.
Okay.
The cat would
picked
have
up the glass
already
'cause you
been
guys-
over there.
Okay, because you guys were debating about it. So,
No, it was. We had decided we were going to do something.
okay,
We were
the
just
cat.
deciding how.
You guys want the cat to have gotten there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. He reaches for his glasses. The cat gets over there in classic cat fashion just bloop, knocks it over.
But I would say that the cat's a little bit too weak, so Kaya, trying to grab it, fully knocks it with her hand. Oh, sorry, my cat. Yeah. Sorry.
So you're climbing over the table, making a mess. You knock this over, and it spills across the ground. And he kind of jumps back a bit in startlement and looks at you and the cat and the mess, and make a roll for honor with disadvantage.
Oh boy.
I thought Rem was his right-hand man.
I got a 13.
13. Nothing happens with that, but he definitely, you see rage build up in his face and in his eyes as he stares at you, and he places his hand on his sword and seems to recompose himself.
So what I'm gonna have Kaya do is, as she picks up the cat, she's gonna kind of pass by him, her face, and I'm gonna have her whisper in his ear, very briefly, Rem, slip something in your cup, but very, very fast and brief, and just in passing, as she's picking up her cat.
Okay, make a stealth check for me. Or a sleight of hand. Sleight of hand. That's more sleight of hand.
Charisma?
I got a 20.
No.
Dirty 20.
Well, she has to convince him.
Ah, true. Okay, just keep your roll and change it to charisma, I guess.
Okay, what? I got...
I guess-
where's my charisma?
It's kind of a mix of
Oh,
both.
I got 21 then. 20 or 21.
21!
So,
Okay. We'll say that it's both sneaky and also convincing.
and she'll just go sit back on her chair and just kind of apologize softly. She didn't say anything, she just kind of going back to...
Holding the cat.
He seems, just for the briefest moment, those closest to him can see surprise cross over his eyes and face. And then he collects himself again and goes, "Oh, it seems like the curse breakers are having a little bit too much fun at this party." As he kind of looks to everyone, and everyone starts laughing, and
Kaya's honor goes up again.
a bit too much fun at this party. No worries. There are plenty of other drinks to be had, and he looks to yours, Rayla's, which you haven't even touched,
Nope.
and he takes it and goes, "To our Kokari," and everyone goes, "To our Kokari," and they all take a drink.
Yeah, he could take mine. I've only ever lifted it.
Yeah, and he sets it down and kind of looks behind him for a moment, and then looks forward again, and
I will have kept my eye on Rem.
you see Rem has vanished out the doors behind the back.
Can I turn to the Duke now that he's finished his speech and just say, may I be excused? Ladies' room and all. And then she's gonna whisper to him, kind of like, I'm gonna go check where he is.
Of course. And he kind of nods to you to go, and he starts like eyeing all the people around him suspiciously.
Okay, then I will head out the door behind us to see if I can catch Rem really fast. Just
Okay, make a perception check for me with disadvantage due to your eye.
well, but there are other. It's only on ones that are reliant on sight. Can I?
Yes,
also
this
use
is a sight
hearing?
one.
Because I could like hear his footsteps.
Sure.
Okay, well that's not the best. Anyway, so is it investigation or perception?
Perception, because you're trying to see like if you can hear him, catch which direction he went. It's yeah.
Okay, well then that's a 13.
Okay. And I'm saying it was perception just to be clear because he was stealthing.
Mhm.
So he's not just hiding in one spot.
Okay, that was a 13.
13. You're not sure where he went. He's a sneaky guy.
Okay, is there
You have a choice of a left or right. But you don't know which way he went.
What are the directions left and right? Is one more shadowed? Is one more like I guess like kind of the two paths.
It's 13. One seems to lead more towards kitchen areas, and one seems to lead more towards quarters.
Both prime assassination areas, poison food, or get him in his sleep.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah. What are you trying to insight on him, I guess?
I'm
is my next
trying
question.
to think from the mind of like his personal bodyguard and now his possible assassin, which direction would he go? Would he go towards the quarters or would he go towards the kitchens?
Okay.
I'm just trying to think. Okay, that's not bad. That is 16.
16. You know that the kitchens have a closer direction to exit the building. So if he's trying to escape, he'd probably go towards the kitchens. If he's trying to assassinate him again, then his rooms would be a higher likelihood. The quarters would. So I guess that's up to you. Do you think he'd try and run away? Or do you think he'd try and assassinate again?
My thought process here is he was his bodyguard for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So my assumption is someone probably coerced him or paid him to kill him. And so in this case, he wouldn't try to escape until he's finished the job. So I'm going to go towards the quarters.
Okay, so you start sneaking down the hallway towards his quarters, or walking normally, whatever you want to do. We'll cut back to everyone else in the ballroom real quick. What does the rest of the party want to do?
Castil's gonna try and keep up appearances, so he'll start taking a little bit more of an active role in trying to keep the party alive and going. Like, oh, those were wonderful performers. Wherever did you find them? Or I haven't seen anyone like that around. I'm just trying to like make conversation with those around him, the Duke included, or the
Yeah, just mingling a bit.
yeah.
Kaya will catch on to that, and she will actually take her cat to, like, the other, like, the people that were, like, you know, mimicking the shoulder thing, like, people that, like, looked up to her, and she'll actually, like, be like, oh, like, I actually taught my cat some of those tricks too. You want to see? And she'll, like, have, like, her cat just do little tiny tricks, just, like, to humor people a little bit, and
Okay.
so that it's not, like, really horrible that she snuck a cat in there.
So that was the people over here, so you kind of go over to their table. And, like, the eating has kind of finished at this point, so people are mingling. Some are getting up and switching seats, so, like, that is happening. So it's totally normal for you to go talk to those people. As you are, can you roll a history check for me, please?
Okay, I got a 21.
21. You catch again the glimpse of this symbol. Oh, the lighting. Yeah, of this symbol.
Yeah.
On the cuff links, and you suddenly realize you've seen this symbol before. This belongs to the Circle's Cut. And if you don't remember who the Circle's Cut are, they're the group
Yeah,
that
they're
was
the group.
taking all your money.
Yeah, I have it
Kuzin.
written.
Yeah.
And you realize that as you are entertaining him and the other people next to him. Zilli, anything you would like to do?
Based on what you have sent me, Zilli is going to be looking around, and as people are like finishing up eating or getting up to mingle, she's gonna take notes of like how they eat or their posture and all that, and try to mimic it.
You're trying to mimic it. I love it. Can you make a history check for me with disadvantage, please?
Sure. This should be fun. Let's see where. There it is. History check. Oh, my history ain't that good to begin with, so.
I mean, you haven't been alive long, so it makes sense.
That is 17.
17. Okay, so you're trying to copy them, and you find that a lot of the things that they're doing come pretty naturally to you. And it's easy to do, like to straighten your back, to some of them you can pinpoint like, that's not quite the proper thing to be doing at such of these things, and others you can be like, now that's a proper attitude for this kind of party, and you're picking those kind of things up and you're mimicking them extremely easily for you.
No wonder she has a taste for chocolate.
It's a refined taste for chocolate. She is re-exploring it for the first time in who knows how long.
Right?
I wasn't here for the first bit, so just to see what happens next, can you describe the chairs to me?
The chairs. Okay, yeah. The chairs are nice wood chairs that also have red plush cushions on them. Some of the cushions are a little more run down, and those seem to have been given to like the circus people or some of the people on the left, like a little worn down. But they're like wood chairs with that like cushioning on the seat and backing.
Okay, like what kind of fabric is the cushion?
That is a good question. Let me look. I don't know.
Cotton.
Research.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, let me do some research real quick.
Gotta make her own history check to see chairs throughout time.
I'm gonna say that these ones are yeah, I think Dane is right. Cotton. They're probably cotton.
Okay, because I'm imagining like she's sitting there like back straight, and I'm also imagining I've seen this a lot with like how people sit properly in Japan, where like they don't full on cross their legs, instead they like tuck one ankle behind the other. Think like Princess Diaries.
Yes.
So she does that, but then depending on like how long or short the seat of the chair is, her legs aren't fully touching the ground, so she's starting to just slide right off the chair.
That's funny. Slowly slides forward. Okay. Paige seems to maybe be pickpocketing. I don't know what he'd be doing, but there's a lot of shiny things, and he likes shiny things, so.
Maybe not pickpocketing, but he might be taking like silverware, stuck
I
in
was-
his.
Yeah.
Like that. He's just tucking the silverware away into his bag.
Yeah, that's probably what's happening, is stealing a little bit of silverware here and there. And
He might actually go for those cufflinks.
I might go for the cufflinks. Castil, as you're kind of mingling up by the Duke, you would notice that the Countess seems to have taken note of all the stuff that's gone down near the Duke. And can I have you roll an insight check for me, please?
Sure. Oh, that's a nat 1.
Okay.
I get nothing from her. Sorry, you got to the wrong person.
So you're mingling.
He would be focused
and...
on. He might be trying to send one of his teammates to go out and go with Rayla, so that she's not alone.
Okay,
So
so
that
you're
you can say that's why he can't see anything. Or-
you're mingling, and you kind of like, let's think about this person for a moment. But you're also like, I need to send someone, and you're trying to like signal Paige, but he's a little distracted because the stuff is shiny, and he's being sneaky about it. And you accidentally knock over the Countess's cup, and it spills red wine all over her white skirt.
I am so sorry, madam. Does anyone know prestidigitation? He'd be asking that out loud too.
Oh my goodness. My dress. You've
I didn't
ruined
see
it.
you coming. I am so sorry.
See me coming? I was sitting here the whole time. And as she's like saying this,
I thought she was coming up to
she
me.
was like sitting there, and you've been like talking to people. As you call for the prestidigitation, the Furblog comes up, and she's like, "What can be of assistance?" And she kind of swirls her little staff and does a little cutesy tap towards the Countess, and her skirt is magically cleaned, and she just
Thank you
seems
so very much.
so annoyed. And she's like,
And Castil will tip the guy who just did prestidigitation 2 gold. Like, thank you so very much for your help. Trying
"Oh,
to
I'm happy
appear
to help."
like a upperclassman noble. Like, oh, thank you. I have
Here's
money.
the money. And she's like, "Oh, well, she goes, "Oh, thank you. I'm happy to help anytime. I like the wolf hat." And she kind of like taps it with her staff.
Why, thank you. You should see it when it becomes real.
It becomes real. Do you do magic
Well-
as well?
He's gonna like shapeshift into a wolf. Wolf.
You're a cute little puppy. And she's gonna
then
just
he-
grab your dog face and rub it. She's like, "You're a good puppy. You're a good boy. Yes, you are."
He just has like the derpiest dog face on. And he immediately like realizes what he is. He drops it. Oh, so sorry. Yes. I do a little bit of magic.
Castil, high or low?
Low. That's where I see his honor going soon.
Honor goes down because he turns into a puppy.
And he just spilled all over
All
her
right.
bed.
It seems Zilli is too distracted with trying to copy everyone and stay in her seat.
I completely forgot.
I don't think
Castil doesn't
Castil
know.
fully
Castil
knows.
doesn't know. No. But that would have caught me off guard.
As you do that, she goes, "Oh, that's a very fancy trick you did there."
Why, thank you. Sorry, I need to right my wrong real quick. Madam, I am terribly sorry for messing up your dress. Is there any way I can make it up to you?
She stands with a tight smile and goes, "No need to worry. Thank you, Cursebreaker, for your aid. And for fixing the mistake. Now, if you don't mind, I am going to freshen up." And she pats the Duke's shoulder, and she'll do a little curtsy and go, "Excuse me, Duke Arnmere. I'll be back." With her tight smile, and the Duke goes, "Of course, Countess." And does a little nod to her, and as she leaves, kind of discreetly wipes his shoulder where she touched it. And returns back to the party. While all of that is happening, Rayla, you are sneaking through the hallways. You have a general idea of where to kind of go, because of the general manor setup and where the fanciest rooms are for the head of the household. So you kind of know where to go, and you do manage to find the Duke's chambers.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Is Rem anywhere around there? I would like to investigate to look for him.
Are you planning to go into the Duke's chambers, or just outside him right now?
Are there guards around?
No.
That's very strange. It makes me feel like I'm in the right place. I will look around, yeah.
So you're going to enter the room?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll take a peek. I will, and when I enter the room, I'm not going to just waltz in or whatever. I'm going to slowly creak open the door and check to make sure no arrows are going to be flying out.
Okay. No arrows fly out at you as you creak the door open. Roll for investigation. As you slowly enter the room. What?
Natural 20.
Oh! That's good. Okay. So, nat 20. Boy, oh boy. Okay, you enter his room. It's very fine. Some of the stuff seems old, a little worn out. He is in a outskirt city, so it's not surprising. You do find a crumpled... You notice a crumpled note next to a desk, a writing desk. It's a very small one, but you do notice it because you got this. You look under the bed, you don't see anything under the bed. You're kind of looking around, and you do see a tiny bit of a black cloak poking out from the grand oak closet. What do you want to look at first? Do you want to go to the closet, or do you want to go to the note?
If I'm probably assuming that he probably realizes I'm in here if he's in here.
Okay.
Right? At least I would assume that. I will head over to the note.
Okay.
Keeping an eye on the closet.
Real quick. I just wanted to point out a comment by the Ibigone. Hey Rem, do you want to build a snowman?
That's funny.
I've had many friends. Do you want to hide a body?
Let's go. There's no delay. I will grab the note, but I'm going to keep my eye on that edge of cloak peeking out of the closet.
So, wait, sorry. You're looking at the note, and then you're gonna peek.
I'm walking over to the note while keeping my eye on the closet,
Okay.
and I'm gonna just pick up the note, while making sure it's not the cloak isn't darting in or something, you know.
It's not moving.
Okay. I'm gonna just quickly read the note and then look over.
Okay, it says, in Death's own company, 5 paths are drawn. On wings of fury, their quest goes on. Banished and wrathful, their target near, a fist of destruction that none can escape nor shape. I think it continues. Wait, I think this one continues. Wait, let me double check. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, it's just that one. Wanted to make sure I didn't mess it up.
Can you message that to me?
Yes. I will put this in our Facebook group so you all have it. There you go.
Okay, then I'm going to head over to the closet. I'll pocket that.
Okay.
And I would like to draw my sword.
Okay.
In case. And then I'm going to check the closet.
Okay. So you're opening it, I'm assuming? Yes?
Yeah, with my sword
Okay.
out.
Okay, so sword held up, you open this closet slowly but prepared for an attack. And there's no movement from inside, so you open it all the way, and your eyes trace the cloak upwards as it is wrapped around the still lifeless body of Rem, his eyes wide, his face drained of color, and his neck completely wrapped in a rope. The life choked out of him.
And he's dead. He's dead.
He's dead.
I'm gonna quickly turn around to see if there's anyone else here.
Okay, you whip around and you're looking around and you feel the slightest gust of wind. And you look to the side and the window is slightly cracked open in the Duke's room.
I'm going to check out the window.
Okay, you go to the window, you pull back the curtain so you can see out this window, and you can see that a rope dangles down from the second-story building down to the ground, and it just dangles freely in the wind. Presumably, whoever was here having escaped.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It doesn't have to be Rip's body.
Rayla is going to be like, oh crud, oh crud, oh crud, oh crud. And she is going to dart out of the Duke's room. Well, first things first, I just want to quickly run over to Rem and just double check that he is dead.
He is
Like,
dead. In
okay.
fact, you kind of like check for a pulse and make a medicine check for me.
Because I just want to make sure that, like, I can't just like dump a healing potion on him or something, you know. That is 8.
8. You can't figure out how long he's been dead, but like his skin is cold. And if you move his arm a little bit, rigor mortis has already seemed to have set in a bit. He's been dead for a while.
Oh, frick. So that means that wasn't the real Rem. Wait, then why did he think I was like, as an Emily thing? Why did he think I was pretty when it... And
Who knows?
It's actually your brother.
He gave a look of surprise.
that's
What does that mean? I don't know.
weird. I don't like that thought. My brother's dead. He's dead.
Is he
Anyways,
now?
Dead.
He's dead-zo. Okay. Well, Rayla is just going to... Now that she knows that, she is going to exit the Duke's chambers and shut the door, and she is just going to sprint back to the ballroom and like sheath her. She's going to like run there while holding her sword out, but then before she like actually enters in, she'll sheath it.
Okay.
Do I see this lady at all?
Yes, in fact, I was about to say that. So as you're running down the hallway, it's a little darker down this hallway, and she comes out of her, like, a door, presumably the powder room,
Mm-hmm.
as you're running past, and she, like, kind of bumps into you, causing you to tumble to the ground and her to tumble to the ground as well.
And I'm gonna be like, oh my goodness, are you okay, ma'am?
Ah, my wrist! And she, like, looks to you and...
My sword's scattered on the ground.
Hello, Sunstrider.
Yes. Hello, Countess Blanc. You should return back to the ballroom immediately. Something horrible has happened that I need to tell Duke Arnmere about. It's not safe here.
She kind of, like, looks around and... Alright. And as she gets up, make a perception check for me real quick.
Okay. That is a 15.
15. And as she gets up, you notice that she slyly slips a stone into a hidden pocket on her skirt, and you ping it as a speaking stone, or whatever that one's called. Speaking.
The Rocky Talkie.
The Rocky Talkie. It's a Rocky Talkie.
Oh.
Oh, message stone. Yeah, I think, or yeah.
As she's going to kind of like, she's going to, I just really want to do this. Now that they're both standing, Rayla's going to curtsy to her, and say, pardon me, but for your safety, let's get back. And she's going to grab her wrist, and like start dragging her. Not like forcefully, but like guiding her, you know, at a brisker pace.
Okay, and as you're pulling her along, she goes, you don't need to hold my hand, as she like rips it free, and she's like, I can walk on my own, thank you very much, as she is following you nonetheless. But she seems to kind of brush at her gloves on her wrist.
Rayla's just going to sigh and just be like, okay, just stay close. Were you speaking with anyone?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure. Were you speaking to someone? What is going on?
Nothing. Well, something. Yes.
Nothing?
Really bad. Really bad. Okay. I'm assuming we're at the ballroom now.
Yes. The rest of you guys, was there anything you wanted to be doing specifically while Rayla was off on this little adventure? No? Maybe? No? Okay.
Rayla, her sword is sheathed.
Are you going to burst into the ballroom or slip in?
No, she is going to slip in, and as she like slips in, she'll kind of like open it up and like be like, "Oh, of course, Countess. Like, you can walk on in." Like, you know, and I'm assuming the Countess walks in, right?
Yeah.
And Rayla's actually going to head over to Castil first. And Castil, are you like just at where you were sitting before? You're on mute.
He's probably moved a bit to mingle at this point, so he's maybe with some other people like up here, trying to keep anyone away from finding out that you had been missing.
Okay. She's going to come over to you, and she's going to like whisper into your ear, and she's going to say, "Get everyone in our party and meet outside those doors as soon as possible. Right now." And then she's going to
sure.
walk away. Over to Duke Arnmere.
Pardon me, my friends. Something has come up. He says that to the people he had just been talking to. But I'll leave you with a quick parlor trick. If you'll wild shape again.
There's some laughter from some, applaud from others, and one noble just rolls their eyes in disapproval.
I mean, he's just gonna be that same wolf, I think, and he's gonna go around trying to grab everybody.
As he's going around, Rayla will go up to the Duke and say, "Duke Arnmere, I must speak with you outside these doors. You must know of a plot that's going on."
Of course. Of course. He like just nods to you, and the Countess seems to be giving him a side eye because they sit next to each other, and he goes, "Oh, my dear cousin, you seem to be rather under the weather." And she just rolls her eyes. And he goes, "I should probably go fetch you some tea." And he's like, "Of course I'll be back. Don't worry. Your adoring cousin will get you only the best." And he'll go to slip out the door, and she kind of just leans on her elbow on the table and grumbles.
Okay. Rayla will get her friends and go out the door, but I'm assuming Castil has already kind of gathered them a bit.
He basically is going up to each of the party members and just kind of bites at the little hem of their shirt, I guess, since I think Rayla's the only one wearing a dress.
No, Zilli's
Okay.
wearing a skirt.
Okay, a little bit of your skirt. Just to get your attention and then lead you away.
This is probably when you're going to realize this, but you go over and you start nipping at the hem of her skirt, and she notices, looks down, lets out a yelp, and startles backwards and out of her chair.
Oh, right.
She's afraid of wolves.
Hearing this yelp from you, the woman with the fire swords is actually going to come over, and she just lightly jumps over the table without even touching it and lands on the ground next to you, because you kind of toppled out over your chair. And she's like, "Are you all right?"
Zilli is backing away from Castil, who I'm guessing is still a wolf.
He's very much, if you had told a dog that they're a bad dog, he has ears down, tail tucked.
Oh.
Not knowing what he did wrong. He's like, "Oh no."
As she's scooting back, she's just softly whimpering, of course, in Elvish. "Wolf! Wolf!"
If he hears that, he would drop it "It's me, it's me. Are you okay?"
She's shaking a little bit, but she nods.
The
Sorry,
elf woman is gonna try and help you stand, Zilli.
And she does. She's still a bit shaky.
Sorry, I just was trying to grab your attention. My bad. Thank you, madam, for your assistance.
Of course. What is your name, Cursebreaker?
Castil. Or Castil. Sorry.
Castil. Oh, wonderful to meet you.
Yes, may I have yours?
I'm Amira.
Okay. I'm gonna need to know how to spell that so I don't start saying it's Amaris or...
It's Amyra.
Okay.
But it's like Ira is how it's pronounced.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but my dog is right at the door and he's whimpering and
Aw.
and all
That's
that.
Castil. That's Castil.
That's Castillo.
Except his tail is wagging, so
Oh, never mind.
Sierra,
Hmm.
Amira with the blue hair and the double swords working in the circus.
I know.
I love it.
I'm glad. I was like, I have to drop the name, otherwise you're not gonna figure out who this is.
No, I thought the instant you were like blue hair, double swords in the circus, I was like, that's my character. That's my old character.
Yep. Okay. And she kind of looks to you, Castil, and then to the young tiefling, and she goes, "And what is your name?"
Zilli.
Zilli. And she responds in Elvish because she heard you earlier. She goes, "That's a beautiful name, Zilli."
Thank you.
And then she'll look to Castil and she'll say back in common, "I'd recommend not turning into a wolf around this young one."
I agree. This is... I did not realize she had not been comfortable around wolves. I'll be careful in the future.
Of course. It's difficult to know everyone's weaknesses when you're a new... she kind of like thinks for a moment. Adventuring group. I
That is
recommend
it.
asking more questions going forward. And you as well, Zilli. And she says that in Elvish. Speak up for yourself. Share some of your fears. Your party can't help you otherwise.
Well, Zilli, I could have your attention for a second. We need to... Rayla's been looking for us.
Zilli nods and she'll go with you.
Okay.
You'll go grab Kaya at this point.
Amira will leave you guys, and you went to go get Kaya, you said? Or you already
Yes.
got... Okay.
Well, she wasn't talking in that conversation, so I assumed we hadn't.
Correct, you need to go get her.
Kaya, we need to go meet with Rayla.
What's happening now? Like, is she just doing the same thing, or?
Unless you wanted to switch to something else, you've been showing people your cat, or I don't know what else you wanted to do besides show people your cat.
She'll just nod and like thank everybody, and then just follow.
And we go out the door. Where Rayla is waiting.
With Duke Arnmere.
One second, I'm sending a message real quick.
Well, Rayla, what is it?
Well, hold on. Who are you sending the message to?
That's a secret.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm assuming we're all out there. We're all out in that little foyer.
Yes, you are now out of the room
Okay.
all together.
With the Duke. So I am going to turn to the group and I'm going to say, thank you, Duke, for meeting us out here.
I'm gonna say for this conversation that actually Paige is staying behind to like
Keep up appearances.
keep up appearances, because it'd be weird if all the curse breakers left. So that's what we're saying he's doing.
Okay.
And maybe
Paige were
pickpocketing a
staying-
little.
Maybe.
If Paige were staying, Kaya would stay too.
Okay, well then never mind. He went in.
Okay. So we're all here.
They're all there. Paige is there too.
We needed to have a group huddle. Yeah, that's what it is. Anyways, she'll say, so you know how we mentioned that Rem slipped something into your drink earlier? Well, I don't think that was Rem. I just found Rem dead in your room. Choked to death. The murderer
dead.
escaped through the window. Yes, Rem is dead.
Show me now.
Yes. And then she's going to lead the whole party over to his quarters. And as she's leading you guys, she's going to say, well, I came out here to try and look for him, see where he had gone off to. I went this direction towards your quarters, as I assumed he would probably lie in wait to kill you, possibly. And this is where I found him. And she'll open up the closet, and she'll point at the window. The window was cocked open. There's a rope leading down. I assume the attacker fled this way. Additionally, I don't know if this is related, it's probably not, but I did see the Countess had slipped a walkie-talkie into her pocket.
Oh, it's a sending stone. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, had slipped a sending stone into her pocket when she was leaving the powder room. It's probably unrelated.
Furrow his eyebrows. And at this point, you guys have reached his room, and you've pointed out the window that is still cracked open.
And the dead body.
And you point at the dead body, and he goes to Rem's body and kind of kneels next to him, checks for a pulse for a moment, and then just sits there in silence for about a minute. He'll close Rem's eyes and stand and turn his back straight.
And I push him out the window.
No,
No, just kidding, just kidding.
All right, let's do it.
No!
I assume that the man who had slipped something into your drink was probably posing as Rem.
I should have caught the signs. I should have noticed something. Thank you, Sunstrider, for finding Rem. And thank you. He kind of directs his attention to Kaya for spilling my drink.
No thanks to you for lying to everybody.
Lying? When did I lie?
Stretching the truth.
Raymond didn't do anything to help.
Ah, well, I have to appease some nobles if I'm going to declare a Sunstrider the savior of the city. It helps ease the blow. To their pride, that is.
I understand. Not that I like it, but I understand.
A warning would have been nice, though.
A warning.
Either way, a man is dead here in this chamber.
Yes, he is dead.
Someone has attempted to take your life here on this very day.
That's also, we have how many other people out there probably going to get suspicious if we don't return
Yeah.
in a timely fashion.
Yes. And I can't say anything about the circles cut because Kaya was technically the only one that recognized it.
That is true. All right. You believe the murderer has fled, correct, Sunstrider?
I believe so, but there could be more around. It would be wise to defend yourself or to get some guards around you.
At the word guards, he does kind of look up, and it has been oddly quiet today.
I did not see a single guard on my way here. I did
This is
think it
concerning.
was strange. It's possible that your guardsmen have been attacked or infiltrated. Suffice it to say, it is not safe here.
Right. Well, we should, find any guards that there are and head back to the party. Appearances to keep up, after all. This is my grand day. And yours, of course.
Yes.
We still haven't reached your reward gift yet. That was going to be fun. In a good way. And he kind of looks to Kaya.
Whoa. Oh. Wait.
I
thought-
did say I would pay you.
That's right. I totally forgot about that.
Kaya will
Whoever-
actually like shake her head, and she's really like not very happy at everything that's happened, and she's basically like, I'm not going back in there. Like, you guys can. I've had enough with this party. And she just like glares at him at the word party, just like,
Oh, you wound me, Arcane. You wound me.
how do you know my last name?
Rem, well, Rem was a wonderful investigator. I had to know who was coming. Although that one's still a mystery, as he points to Zilli.
Zilli is basically hiding behind Rayla, like holding pretty tightly onto her cloak.
Who else knows?
Oh, that you're a noble?
Well, now all of us.
Don't worry, no one else at the party does. Unless they've investigated you themselves.
She will just shake her head and be like, okay, I've had enough. And she'll just storm off. She'll just leave. Probably back to their chambers where they were staying.
Okay?
Rayla's going to say, she is a little sensitive about that topic. We should head back and make appearances.
Of course. Let us go! Drink awaits. Party. Rewards. It's a grand day. It's a grand day. Kind of like keeps reminding himself as he looks one more time at Rem's body. And then leaves.
Rayla will grab, Rayla will actually turn to him and be like, would you be alright if I untangled him from that and laid him on the ground? So he doesn't have to remain in this state.
It should be fine. Magic doesn't require someone to stay in their position to be able to talk to them. kind of like nods to himself about that.
And she will untangle him and lay him on the ground and just drape kind of like a sheet or a blanket or whatever's nearby over him, to just kind of preserve his dignity a little bit after death.
Okay. The Duke kind of keeps his eyes slightly averted, and once you finish, he just gives a slight bow to you, and then he'll leave the room. Is everyone going back to the party? No, Kaya isn't.
Kaya went back to the rooms.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop by the bathroom and change into my armor.
Okay.
Because Rayla does not feel comfortable anymore wearing a dinky dress.
Okay, so you go to the powder room for 10 minutes. Zilli, Castil.
Castil would go in and he will keep an eye on things around the Duke just to make sure he's aware of any other attempts. But he's not officially taking the spot of being a protector, so he's still like
Mingling.
Mhm.
Okay. Zilli, anything you wanted to do?
Zilli is staying by Rayla.
So
Okay, you're just waiting out the bathroom.
wait, probably in the bathroom, I guess, because she'll just go into like a stall, you know. Or I guess it's not a stall.
No, it's like... This
Then-
isn't a public area. This is a
Sorry.
house.
Sorry, so
She
you'll
can-
probably wait outside.
Yeah, she's waiting outside the door.
I will say too that no one knows where Kaya's going because she didn't say where she was going. She just left in that general direction.
Yeah, Rayla's assuming you just need a steam off.
Okay. So, you, Castil,
and we can assume Paige is there.
and Paige, you're in that room mingling, and yeah, but there's not much else to pick up on because everyone's just talking and mingling.
Yeah, and Rayla
You
and
would-
Zilli would show up after 10 minutes, so...
You would notice that the guy with those cuffs is eyeing you and Paige. And, like, looking at you guys occasionally and then going back to his conversation, but he seems to definitely be keeping track of you guys.
Okay.
Besides that, that's the only thing you take note of, except that you do see once in a while the circus people, like one or two coming up to the Countess once in a while, and then making some jokes and some things, and then they'll go away, and then they seem to be trying to brighten her spirits.
As long as they're not dropping off information and cahooting and
Cahooting. Okay. All back except for Kaya. Kaya left. He's on the other side. Okay. Cool. Alright, you're all back in the room. It's been 10 minutes. What are you guys wanting to do in the room? Just continue mingling until the Duke makes his announcements, or what?
Right, Rayla won't mingle with anyone that doesn't come up to her.
Okay. Generally people just avoid you.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So she's not gonna force herself on anyone.
Okay. The Duke, there was like one guard, like a few guards in this room, and he has spoken to one of them and they've left. And the mingling continues for another 5 minutes until the Duke picks up his glass and which is not was Rayla's, and starts like clinking it with the knife. And he goes, "Oh, attention, attention, everyone, please." And everyone looks up and he goes, "Thank you again for your attendance at this wonderful gathering and at the celebration of me claiming my rightful place in my family's line and as Duke of Inkwood, and for celebrating Raymond's and the Cursebreakers' victory in crushing the Moliense seed. And to the Cursebreakers for doing me a great service and bringing back my family's heirloom that was stolen decades ago. And of course to the Countess for arranging this wonderful, what's it called?
Soiree.
Not soiree.
Party.
Performance.
Celebration.
Oh.
Performance by the Fireborn Troop. And there's a applause that goes around, and well, the night is drawing long and late, and then I am very tired, as it's been very exciting, and there's executions to attend to in the morning, so let's reach our grand a grand reward for the heroes of Inkwood. And he'll kind of clap his hand a bit, and the master of ceremonies, who's actually just a servant, nods and exits a moment and comes back with a big chest, and he goes, "For the Cursebreakers, a reward I hope you will cherish and remember Inkwood by. And that here, your bond was born, as are Cursebreakers. And of course to Raymond!" And there's a bag that is brought forwards. Although it may seem small, remember there is just one of you. But thank you again for your bravery in the tunnels. And he nods proudly and smiles to everyone and does a little waving.
Wow.
Thank you again. And please, everyone, if you have any questions or concerns, please come see me. We are all among friends here. And don't be late for the executions. He kind of like nods to the people, and you see that the people on the right seem like smile and grin at each other like it's gonna be a show.
Eventually, we're like, I know, I'll see you there. You're the person who getting executed.
I'll see you there. No, it'll just be. Thank you, everyone, and of course, come see me by the door so I can thank you each individually for your support. And he'll go to the. There's a big round of applause, and he goes to the door to shake everyone's hands as they are leaving. Is there anything you guys are wanting to do as people are leaving?
Well, what is in the chest?
Well, in the chest, if you guys want to go open it, that's okay. You can open it. In the chest, you find 2 diamonds that work for resurrections. What is it, like 500? Worth 500? Yeah, it was
Was it
500.
Well, it's 500 for a resurrection, 1,000 for a true resurrection.
Yeah, so 2 diamonds, each are 500.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya needs that diamond really bad.
No, why didn't she stick around? I'm just kidding. This is to share with the party. And then, let's see, there's... Where's my... Lots of money in it as well. I'll just roll for this real quick. I thought you'd open it a little later, my bad. Should have known better.
I just want to write it down so it doesn't get forgotten.
You see that there is 2 platinum and 15 gold pieces, and then there are 18 silver.
Ooh.
And then there is 12 copper. So that's all the coins in there. Then there is some magic items as well. I don't remember where I put that list. I didn't mean to do that. There are 2 potions of healing. There is 1 uncommon spell scroll of mind spike. There is a deck of illusions, an ever-smoking bottle, a potion of growth,
Wait.
and then sorry.
Sorry, you were saying really fast. So 2 potions of healing.
A deck of illusions.
Well, no, there was something in
Oh,
between.
1 uncommon. So it's 1 uncommon spell scroll of mind spike. 2 potions of healing. Deck of illusions.
Hold on, pause. Okay.
And sorry. A deck of illusions, the ever-smoking bottle, and then there is a potion of growth.
Okay, got it. Wow.
Yes. And there's also some more magic items, but those ones I wanted to specifically talk to each of you guys about, to see like what kind of items you were specifically each interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So we could talk about that afterwards. But there should be like
Okay.
5. There's 5 of you. 5 magic items in there. 5 more, I should say. 5 more magic items. Cool.
An awakened shrub.
Okay, so that's what's in your guys' treasure chest. As everyone is leaving, the Duke does stop Captain Zilli before he leaves. And everyone else leaves the party. Except for you guys.
Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, what would you guys like to do? If anything, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
I guess. I'd probably go check on Kaya if she hasn't been seen all night.
Yeah, I think we probably all go look for Kaya.
All right. So you guys separate to go look for Kaya as the Duke is talking to Captain Zilli. You look around for a while, and you eventually do find her back at the chambers, where you guys have been staying.
You feeling all right, Kaya?
She will... She will be laying in bed under her blanket, appearing to be asleep.
Amara is on the edge of the bed, signaling that she's faking it.
It's fake.
She's...
Castil's at the door frame, not wanting to come in. Like,
He's a gentleman after all. I'm just kidding.
Oh yes. He turned to Rayla. This seems to be your area of expertise when someone's feeling down.
Well,
After all the time she's tried to comfort Kaya.
she's
She
tried
did
to
well with the other.
She does do her best, but Kaya and Rayla, they butt heads a lot when Kaya's upset.
I don't know if Castil's noticed it though, because it's usually off to the side.
Yes, that's true. Rayla will say, "Okay, I'll talk to her." Zilli, do you mind going with Castil and getting situated? We probably ought to get a good night's rest before heading out in the morning.
Come on, Z, let's go brush our teeth.
Zilli actually shuffles closer to Rayla and away from Castil.
Oh, she's scared of him now. That's so sad. Sorry, I'll stop talking.
And she's going to be a little confused and be like,
I found out she's afraid of wolves.
Oh, see, Castil, that's okay. Hey, Zilli, you doing okay? She's gonna kind of like kneel down to your level.
She nods a little bit.
Are you scared that he might turn into a wolf again?
She nods again.
I mean, I can only ever do that twice a day. You're pretty good.
Well, I know wolves can be pretty scary. Really scary at times. And she's saying this in Elvish.
Castil still understands that.
Yeah, she's saying it in Elvish. She knows. But she's saying it because you, like, get it better. You know? It's your native tongue. But Castil, he isn't really a wolf, you know? He's really that. She's gonna make a quick check to make sure there's no like guards or other people around before being like, you know, he's really that like purple-skinned elf. And
Out of nowhere, a guard. We've got you!
right, and she's gonna.
You've
go-
admitted it!
She's gonna say, and we both know your favorite color's purple.
She smiles a little bit.
She goes, how about we get Castil to promise to not turn into a wolf while tonight.
Ever again.
No, to promise to not turn into a wolf tonight. Is that okay?
She nods.
Okay. And maybe, if you're lucky, and she says this a little louder, she's like, maybe he'll take off his glove and let you hold his purple hand. Because it's purple.
It's like, "Guys, it's purple."
What do you like most about Daddy? He's purple!
He's purple.
Purple. And she's gonna be like, don't worry, I'll be right there soon. Okay?
Okay.
And then she's gonna hold out her pinky. She's gonna be like, that's a pinky promise.
And she holds out her pinky and wraps it around yours, solidifying the pinky promise.
Which is a funny thing is, because this is actually a thing Megan and I talked about pre-campaign, is that they do pinky promises with each other. And it's unbreakable.
You don't go back on a pinky promise.
Mm-mm. Rayla will be there soon. She promises. Okay. Alright.
And then Kaya betrays the party and Rayla never makes it.
Right, yeah. Thanks for being brave for me, Zilli. Thank you.
Can Kaya roll for deception?
Sure. Yeah, I don't see why
I
not.
knew it. She was faking it the whole time. I knew it.
She just wants to go to sleep, and she doesn't want anyone to bother.
I guess
Roll for insight, Rayla.
if she's rolling to deceive that she's still asleep, Castil probably wouldn't have sent anyone over.
Oh, no, but like you guys all went there together, and
Okay,
regardless
but I got a nat 1.
I got
Everyone knew she was faking.
The cat was clearly revealing.
Clearly.
I got a
Signaling.
19.
19. You know she's faking.
I'm gonna be like, it's okay. Just take Zilli and go wash up.
Not a nat 1.
Let's go, Zilli. I promise not to be a wolf tonight.
She'll go with Castil.
Does he take off his glove?
Not in the hallways. It would only be like when they're secluded.
There, yeah. There we go. You gotta hold his purple hand.
You said that Kaya was just fake snoring really badly.
Yeah. Rayla will walk into the bedroom after they've left. And she is gonna just grab a chair. And she's in her armor now, again. Her regular clothes and all that. And what she's going to do is she's going to pull up a chair next to Kaya's bed. Just kind of like next to where your head is. And Rayla's gonna sit down.
Kaya's gonna... She knows that you know, because obviously she heard that whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just gonna be like, I don't need to be babysat. You can just leave. I just need some time to myself.
I'm not babysitting.
But she's
you.
not turning over.
Yeah, she's going, I'm not babysitting you. You're an adult. You can make your own decisions.
You pulled up a chair to my bed like a mother reading a bedtime story.
Yeah. I'm sitting here. Because I want to talk. I'm not babysitting you.
Talk about what?
What all that was earlier. The way you acted towards the Duke. How you want to be in this fine society, back in the comfort zone. But
I never said I wanted that.
your
Why would you ever
actions,
think that?
the way that you relaxed in there shows how much more comfortable you are in this environment. And yet even then, you're frustrated and angry. And to be honest, Kaya, you're lashing out at people.
Did I ever lash out at any one of you?
Several times, if we're counting over the course of knowing each other. But today, specifically, it was to the Duke. And, I'm kind of not the biggest fan of him, but either way, Kaya, it's affecting everyone else. Just because you're having a rough time and a rough day doesn't mean that you can just treat others poorly or below you.
I didn't ask you to come here to lecture me. Please just go.
You didn't ask me, and yet I'm here. Kaya. She's going to kind of like sigh and kind of like lean back a little more in the chair, kind of like hitting her head against the wall, like leaning it against it, and just, Kaya, the groups like this rely on working together. They rely on having at least a decent amount of trust.
Oof.
And personally for me, it's very difficult for me to trust people. I've been betrayed one too many times. But even still, I am trying to trust this group, to trust these people, to trust you. And because I know the only way we can succeed and survive is if we can build up some framework of tolerance and trust with each other. And that is never going to build if people do not, if you keep continuously shutting people out. Kaya, I don't know if you probably could care less about me, care less about having trust, but I know you want to find your sister, and we want to help you with that. But we can't do that if you don't let us in.
Inspiration from Melody Wolf to Rayla.
Not every single word she said practically being a jab at Kaya, though. Literally, I don't even know how to respond to this because this would make her just like... Because of the fact that she has been trying, like, really hard, and she has been a lot better to, like, the party, and it was just the Duke that, like, upset her, and that's mainly because, you know, he literally lied and also told everyone her name and also is just being a trash bag, and then she just witnessed death, and so she's like not having a good day, and so she's being honest by saying, I just need some time to myself to just rest.
Then say that to Rayla. Say that to Rayla.
No, she won't say that to me.
You're not letting her in.
Because, no, this is why. Because you came in here, and all you did was say, you've been acting this way, you've been doing this, you've been doing this, you've been doing... And so now she's like, okay, well, I guess I'm a horrible person. Now she just doesn't know what to say. So... she'll probably just be quiet, but that's insight into what's going on in her.
Lady Noir says communication. Yeah, that's what it is. Rayla only sees it from one point of view.
I'll tell you though, she was about ready to like share everything, but because it started with, you've been acting like then it immediately shut off all the communication.
Yeah, I mean...
So, that's the reasoning why she's not saying anything.
Rayla will sit there for a few minutes.
And, like, she also was beginning to feel, like, really close, like, especially to, Zilli and Paige, like, after, like, her watch with Zilli and just after, like, conversations with Paige. But now, like, after being told, like, you don't trust anyone, like, you can't really be trusted, like, you've been lashing out at people, like, it just makes her feel like, okay, well, I guess none of that matters, I don't know.
Oh, well... So roleplay this, you know? Is Kaya's
but the thing is,
silent?
she's just staring at the wall. She won't That's the.
Okay, so she's just staring at the wall.
Mhm.
Rayla is just kind of like, she'll stay there and is kind of like waiting, and after, you know, a little bit of silence, Rayla is going to say, you know I can't see things from your perspective, from the way that you see it. But I'm not trying to say that you're a bad person or that you're screwing things up. That's not my intent with this. What I'm trying to say is that we're a group, and as a group we need to work together. And right now, if we piss off the Duke, then it could really screw things over for everyone here. And all I'm saying is that lashing out does not solve anything.
Oof.
It just fuels the fire. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather put water on it than make the flames bigger. And Kaya, I want to help. I want to help you find your sister. But we have to work together as a team and not just as singular individuals doing whatever we want. And I know that, you know, not every decision's going to happen to where we can always talk about it beforehand, but we should at least try to work together for a common purpose, a common goal. Well, I do hope that one day you may consider us as friends. I'd really like a friend, but I can sense that you're probably very upset with me, so I'll leave you to it. But yeah, and she's gonna get up and she's going to start walking towards the door. And before she exits, she'll stop at the door and she'll just say, what she did earlier today, making sure the Duke didn't drink whatever was in that blasted goblet. You did good, Kaya. That was a really creative solution. And I'm glad we do get to work together. And she'll walk out and shut the door.
Not Kaya, like, trying to, like, saying that to the Duke to stand up for all of them. And then, like, instead it's seen as, like, oh, you're just mad and angry and, like, that's all. Like, she was trying to stand up for all of them after saving his life. Like, she doesn't really care that much. She doesn't really care about their name that much. It's more like everyone else cares more. And so she's, like, trying to, like, yeah. Oof. Now, if Paige or Zilli came in and started talking to her, she'd probably be a lot more open to it.
And Steve,
What has Castil done?
Steve,
I mean, maybe Castil, but
I love your story. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you, Steve. Crazy you got away with it though.
yeah, that's exactly how Kaya feels like.
Guys, we got a raid.
Yes, thank you, Knights at the Nerd Table, for the raid.
Thank you.
Uh,
Hey, wow.
Rayla will just return to Zilli's room, like she promised.
Well, you guys were having that conversation. Castil and Zilli, anything you want to talk about?
Alright, Z, make sure that you get the backs of your teeth. And
Don't forget to polish your horns.
Wear your pajamas.
do you want to wear the flower pajamas or the princess mini pajamas?
Keep in mind she's 13.
Keep in mind, he's like 100 and something, so you are like a baby.
He's 200, I think, right?
No, he's 100. He's like
20.
113, 120.
I think you're
Yeah,
120.
somewhere around there. It's in the timer.
It's in there. Okay, so you guys don't want to actually talk about anything, just bedtime stuff. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be very much just taking care of getting ready for bed.
Okay.
It might be at one point you just probably be like, sorry for spooking you earlier. I didn't realize you had an aversion to wolves.
It's okay.
And she is not wearing the cloak that Rayla gave her, so you can clearly see the scars like all down her arms and like up her neck. And we lost Kaya.
Yeah,
Um,
we
She's
heard
back for a second.
rejoin.
She's back.
So if you would like, you can roll insight on that.
He might try to roll more of medicine to see if he can figure out what caused them. I don't know if that would be medicine or insight.
You can roll for medicine if you want to identify the scarring.
Yes.
You can roll insight if you want to gauge into like emotions or thought process.
Well, he would assume it would be, depending on what they're from, is what he would be, where he would look into.
Okay.
Insight.
So medicine then.
Yes.
Okay.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right.
He knows animal claws.
You see that a lot of these bite marks, some claws, but mainly bite marks, and you immediately ping them as dire wolf bite marks.
That's where he starts like kicking himself like, now I see where all the trauma comes from.
But I would also say that you could notice that these are very, very old scars.
Yes, agreed.
Okay. He'd keep that to himself and then just kind of go back to getting ready for bed, making sure everything's taken care of.
Okay.
And then he would, I guess, they'd be waiting for Rayla, but that's when he'd have his glove off with the purple hand.
And she will actually fall asleep holding on to your purple hand.
I love that. Okay.
She wakes up to a wolf.
Wait, can Rayla walk in and see this really cute
Yes.
scene?
Yes, she can.
Cause she'll come in and she'll just see Zilli asleep. And like, is Castil also asleep, or?
No, he would make sure he falls asleep in his own room just to be respectful, and
Yeah.
but he'd just be kind of sitting there, either looking out at the stars, because I mean he.
Out the window.
Yeah.
Rayla's gonna come in and she'll see this, and I'm gonna leave this up to a high or low Castil.
It is the low of the night, so go low.
Hello.
That was low.
Oh.
That was low. Rayla comes in, and it's not so much that like something happens as with that role of perspective shift happens for Rayla. She sees Zilli, you know, asleep, and you're just holding her hand, you know, looking out at the stars, and it's to Rayla, this is almost a little healing. A little bit. And Lady Noir, no. And she'll walk in and she'll just whisper and she'll say, "Looks like she went out like a light."
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you come in. Yes, she did. I'll leave you to be. Give you some privacy to get ready for bed and whatnot. But
Thank you.
yeah, did everything go all right with Kaya?
I'm not sure. I just talked with her and she didn't want to talk with me. I assume she just wants to cool off, but I don't think she likes me very well.
Oh, I thought you guys got along fairly well. You talked quite frequently off to the side, so I thought you guys were getting along.
At the beginning, at least. But
Ooh.
I don't know, it's hard to understand her. She beats to the sound of her own drum, so to speak.
I mean, we all kind of do sometimes, but
Yes.
understood.
It's just frustrating when, you know, that drum tends to get everyone else in trouble a little bit, it feels like.
Don't I know?
When mom and dad have like a toddler, but they also have a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Castil's immediately thinking back to his big screw up of getting us into this mess, basically, with playing the villain.
Yeah. Hey, Rayla's not innocent either. But, yeah, she's like, huh.
I'll
just hope that we can work together. You know? Kind of officialized things.
I'll check in on her in the morning. Let's let her rest.
Yeah.
Have a good night. I should make sure Paige isn't stealing any of the fancy stuff in the bathrooms.
Yeah, that would probably be good. Yeah.
Alright. And with that, he'd get up, he'd gently put down the hand that he was holding, and then,
And as
as
you're
stealthily as he can, slip out.
like starting to slip out the door, Rayla's gonna kind of like reach out towards you and like stop and like put her hand down, but she'll say, Castil,
Yes.
I thank you for today. I really appreciate everything you've helped me with. I'm sorry that I struggle with a lot of things. As we all do, you know, nothing special, but
No need to apologize. You had done far more for me just on our way here with all that was going on. It's the least I could do.
well, I still appreciate it a lot. And it was very sweet of you. So thank you.
Anytime.
And I'm sorry for dropping the cat on you close to the first time we met.
I didn't know it still bothered you, but water under the bridge.
Okay, good. It was the first time I'd really been around other people in the group for a while, you know, since the last couple times. And thank you. I'm sorry. Anyway, you should probably go. I've got to get ready, you know. And
Yeah. He stops. He's gonna take one look around for Seraphine in the room, and then he'll head out.
Seraphine is not in this room. She is in Kaya's room.
Let's go!
Okay. He did
She's
not
secretly
look for her
snuggling
then,
with
so-
Amara.
She's gonna slit Amara's throat, actually.
Oh, she's
knew
just
it.
waiting for the moment.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, she's not getting near her, but she's like kind of near the feet of Kaya.
Good.
One thing.
And then he'd go find Paige.
Okay.
One thing I would like to say is that earlier when she did change into her armor, she did make sure to like gently fold up her dress and package it again, like really safely.
Yeah.
It's like the one nice thing she owns.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then she'll go and lean up against the wall, kind of next to Zilli's bed. Just kind of like looking at her for a little while before going to her own bed to sleep.
Okay. Well, with that, we will end tonight's session. The party settling in for the night. Unsure, I guess, of what tomorrow holds, with some executions, an attempt on the Duke's life, and the death of Rem, with someone disguised as him doing some evil deeds. Yes, that's the word. So, please join us again next Friday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time to continue this journey and see what tomorrow holds for our party. Yeah, join us again on Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I know my times. For Baldur's Gate 3, we're actually going to do it this week. So join us at that time. And again, thank you so much, Thornlings, for your support and for your comments. We love you all, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.